Woo! Had to set the tone, baby.
What's up, dude?
What is up? I think your mic might be a little bit low.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I think it sounds better. The chat will have to let me know if I'm wrong, though, because I've been playing with my headphones and stuff. All right. What is up, everybody? It is DJ AlphaTyler, and we are back with another episode of Around the Music. That is the interview series where we bring on artists and we talk about things that ain't just music. I know that's kind of a lame tagline, but that's all I got. Anyway, this is episode 14. We're bringing in the homie Nampson now. A little bit of backstory on Nampson, like when I found Nampson and kind of how this all came to be. So I found Nampson when I was checking out the International Cypher, which dope lineup of people so far. The ones that I do and don't know, and the ones that I know of, so on and so forth. It has been awesome relationships, I would say, that I've had with everybody that I know from that cipher. So pretty awesome lineup, 100%. And then Nampson was one, like, I kind of caught him hanging out on Hatter's channel, interacted with him a little bit through that over there. And then, like, you know, I mean, we just started talking and I was like, hey, man, we should do an interview. And then it was like, yeah, man, let's do it tomorrow. And it was like, okay.
And here we are.
Yeah, man. And I gotta say off the bat, man, you a Ravens fan?
I'm a Ravens fan, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're from Maryland, aren't you? Man, I'm sorry. I'm a Colts fan, and it's like having been to Baltimore as a Colts fan, like it's just really hard to respect that.
See, I have no beef with you as long as you're not a Steelers fan. If you're a Steelers fan, you can get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah.
But other than that, you know, Colts, it's whatever. You know, you're all right. All right in my book.
I'm not really a Steelers fan. My best friend is a Ravens fan, so I mean, I can't hate too much. But like, he was his hardcore fandom probably stopped when Ray Lewis retired, I think, and so
yeah, I still watch the games, but I'm not as bleed purple as I was. Like,
yeah,
I chill. I watch the stuff, but
Ray Lewis was such a heart and soul for that team. Like when he left,
was, dude.
Yeah, I mean, him leaving just took so much away, just because, like, not that they don't have an identity without him, but like, I mean, come on now, Ray.
But at least he took home the trophy on his retirement.
He did.
You know, you can't help going out on top. So I respect that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tom Brady needs to take some notes.
Yeah.
I can't stand that dude, and seeing him every year just somehow rise from the ashes disgusts me.
No cap, dude. Like,
so fun fact, actually, right before this, I had a little bit of time to kill today, and so I told you this week sometime I was going to do the Skywalker reaction. I actually just recorded my reaction to that before this.
Let's go.
So like, I came in ready to talk about some music because I was like, you know, I got some extra songs or extra time. Like, I really want to hear this song. One thing I realized in the course of this too, like, you actually have 2 channels.
Yeah.
So are you, because I know right now you're kind of still, you said, like, transitioning from like your gamer stuff to your music stuff. Are you trying to focus more on the on one channel than the other, or is it just kind of both? Or
yeah, so the other channel that I had, the one that's got the little music thing by it, the one with 700 subscribers or whatever, that was the channel that I initially made solely for my music, and it was connected with my distributor website as like my topic channel or whatever they call it. And at that time I really had no intention of changing my old channel name over to Nampson. I was like, you know, I'm gonna ride it out, I'm gonna keep doing these 2 things, but it's like I was spreading myself too thin, and there's a part of me that just felt tethered to that gaming YouTube identity, and it's like as soon as I cut that cord and just changed it to Nampson, I felt so much better about everything. I felt like I could just start putting music on that channel. So the other one is kind of just like it's just gonna get like the songs uploaded when the topic does that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd seen those there. I saw both of them. I realized I'm like, okay, I don't know which one of these to actually tag in the video, so I ended up tagging the one the bigger one, because I was
Yeah,
like, that's the
yeah,
one that I always see you
that's
on.
my main channel. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're are you still doing the gaming stuff at all?
Not really. I stream sometimes on Twitch, like if I'm just feeling like chilling and playing a game, like then I will. But like other than that, that's pretty much the general gist of it. It's like for me, I
Yeah.
kind of came to the realization that there was no real growth that you can sustain with gaming on YouTube unless you're like insane at how good you are at playing.
Yeah.
Because if you can't keep up with that, then you can't keep up. And so that being said, like I wanted to focus on the things that I knew I could grow with and the things that I liked doing more. So for
Yeah.
me, gaming actually got to the point where it felt like a job. Like I felt like I had to play a certain game. I had to do this.
Yeah.
And I hated it, dude. I was getting to the point where looking at my Xbox or my PlayStation made me sick. I was like, I don't do that shit. But
Right.
now when I play it, it's just for fun. So like it's so much nicer.
Well, I think that's the thing that I've noticed too, is like with gaming, because I do like some gaming content and everything, mostly just live streaming stuff here and there. But it's like with gaming, like you can't build a solid gaming audience unless you're playing like the popular things, and then it's
Exactly.
so competitive inside that, because there's so many people who care much more than I do about being better at those games and stuff. And it's like,
Exactly.
yeah. So like we've resolved that I think in my house that I'm playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot
Yeah.
when I stream, and that's it.
There you go, man.
It's
And
like,
that's the thing, when you play games, play what makes you happy, man. Like
yeah.
that's what I've come to. I still play Skyrim almost
Yeah.
once a week.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Like you play game. The funniest thing to me about competitive gaming, and I enjoy competitive gaming. Like, don't get me wrong, I play League and all those competitive games and stuff. But it's like the thing about competitive gaming is, unless like you take it to such a point that it's not fun anymore, and it's like, why are you playing games if you're not having fun playing
Yeah,
games? So
literally.
so I don't know. What up, Jacob, Tater, Loopy? That's you. Jason, Gabe, everybody, how y'all doing today? We pieced this one together. I didn't really give a ton of stuff. That's why I'm kind of trying to share my things around. But yeah, man, I I've been excited. Like I've been planning on like asking you about coming on here, because I've been seeing you around, obviously, mostly on Hatter's channel and stuff, and been kind of excited about trying to talk to you, just because like you got a different vibe, man. Like for real, like the I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to word exactly what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there's been somebody that, like, as an artist, I've come across, seen them talk and everything, and been like, this guy's like fully just enjoying things. You know what I'm saying? Like fully just like putting into things. And I didn't expect that, because I'm not gonna lie. I saw you in the international cipher, and I was kind of like, this guy's got some swag in his flow and everything, but he almost seems like he would be a douchebag to talk to. You know what I mean?
I get that. I totally, and that comes with prejudging anything, man.
Yep.
Until you've actually sat down and had a conversation with somebody, and that's something that I've learned, and I've tried to kind of like take all judgment out of my initial like
Yeah.
that you can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, you can, but like
Yeah.
and so that's something I try to give people the benefit of the doubt as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I saw you float out there too. You recorded your video for the cipher actually in that place, because it was the quote unquote coolest place around you that you could go and record, right? Does that sound about
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So no emotional attachment to that place then?
I mean, it's my hometown. I hate it here. I'm here to save
Oh
money
yeah?
for a wedding and for a house. So that's the only reason why I'm in the area.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a cool little area, I guess, during the summer. It's got some cool spots and stuff. But like, I don't know. I've never really liked it here, and I'm ready to get back out, man.
Yeah. Where are you trying to move to then if you leave?
I want to go back to California. That's where my fiance is from. I lived there for 4 years from 2016 or no 2015 to late 2018. So I guess 3.5 years. But and dude, it was just everything I wanted, man. Like it was just so chill by the beach, just like me as a person, I'm just so laid back and just like relax, like not give a fuck kind of mentality that like that's what I want where I am too. It's like
Yeah.
and that California where I was, dude, most not give a fuck place I could have been, dude.
Yeah. So what took you from Cali to Maryland?
I actually went to Florida first. So I had gotten a job offer at a marketing company, and it was a mistake, man. It was a mistake. Such a mistake.
Yeah.
But I took that saying like, look, they're offering this amount of money. I can save up and I can stop doing YouTube streams because the streams were really dying down and like it was just really hard to supplement an income because I was supporting myself and my fiance, and I was paying for an apartment in California off of stream income, which California's expensive, dude. But yeah, so that's what made me go there, and then from there, I just got more into music, and so it's kind of what I'm pushing for.
Right. So how long have you been doing music at this point then?
So I've always fucked around with music, like as long as I can remember listening to it, like just kind of like freestyling or terrible freestyles I may add, like the Cat in the Hat, and that was that. Yo, what's good, man? I just rhyme that shit, but like like ever since I can remember. But I'd say I got seriously into music around like 2016. I started really like writing stuff down, but I never really recorded anything until 2017. And in 2017 I had these absolute garbage. We're not going to talk about it. They didn't one made it to the surface, and it's still around there.
Yeah.
It's findable thing, but yeah. And then in 2018 I put out my first like EP that I actually like put time into and was kind of proud of. And then from there took like a 2-year break and came back around 2020 and started really going at it again.
Okay.
But this time I feel like I'm here to stay,
So 2020 was when the grind really got serious.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to play this clip for anybody who doesn't know right off any of your music that may watch this later or be joining in with us now. Let me throw up this clip. I'm going to throw the first thing that I heard, which was from the International Cipher. So if you guys don't know about the International Cipher, Hi-Rez put it together. A bunch of dope artists. I'm trying to remember who all was on there. Scheme was on there. I know Nampson was on there. AlphaTyler was on there. A bunch of dudes that I rock hard with. Massive Man was on there. So a bunch of dudes that the community is rocking hard with. And then right there, probably like in the last half right there, just nuggeted in, this guy comes out dancing around a pier, rapping about how he don't have enough time in his verse.
Pretty much.
So here's the first one that I found from Nampson. Y'all give it a listen here.
It's Nampson with the cipher flow. Call me Pied Piper, though. Follow me to your death. Yeah, I got the knife at throw. Psyched on psilocybin at the macro, not the microdose. Set my bars over the res. He said, hey man, I'm liking those. Hopping the track and I'm lapping. I practice the rapping.
I think that was the first part that I paused on too when you were talking about the macro and not the microdose. And I'm like, this man using some outside the box terms. I'm like, you letting that nerdgasm shine through. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah, dude. No, I'm glad you like that. Like that's the thing. I try to be different with the words that I use. Everyone's I'm a killer. This I got guns and bitches. That and it's like nobody's really creating anything that like you hear the word and you're like, whoa, that was kind of a crazy word. And that's one of the reasons why I had that the reply rap idea and the word pneumana ultra microscopic silicon volcanic. Like, yo. I don't know anybody else that's used that word in a song. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think that's a word, man. Like, is it an actual word?
It's a real word. It's the longest word in the English language. It's 45 letters long. Pneumano ultramicroscopic silicovolcaniconiosis, and it's a respiratory disease you get from volcanic ash.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, okay. Hey, Jason says sick flow though. Yeah,
Thank you, Jason.
I'm gonna talk about the flow in a minute because, like I said, I just recorded a reaction to Skywalker, and there's one thing I noticed. I've heard you talk about your flows and everything before, but there is something I notice about like the flows that you're using. They're always weird, man. Like, and I like how they're weird though. Like, it's that weird that rubs you wrong at first, but then like you get into it and you're like, man, this is
a couple times.
Yeah. All right, let's go with this though.
The microdose, set my bars over the rest. He said, hey man, I'm liking those. Hopping the track and I'm lapping. I practice the rapping so much that I rap it. I'm spitting the foam with the flow. I put one in the dome and I don't bet it's silver. I'm buying the dose. I'm new to the scene. I'm a machine, lyrical god, and I do it with ease. Exceeding expectations, elevating. If you're better than a brother, then I double it all. I call that shit by raising. Call me Roadhouse when I hold them, cause the stakes are never higher. Think my bars are smoking now? I ain't even start the fire. This is kindling, dwindling, taking a friendly, scribbling all of my riddling thoughts that are riddled inside of my mind. Try to be clever with rhymes, try not to run out of time. Wait, I just did.
Oh, you're muted right now.
At least once a stream, man, it has to happen.
Yeah.
So that was Nampson's verse from the High Res Cypher. Again, to me, so I heard that when I'm hearing the man talk about steaks at Roadhouse and everything. Like I'm hearing the man like throwing all these clever, you know, putting one in the dome, but he's talking about the docents and everything. You know, we're talking about like that different like the furthest thing from gangster rap that you could be listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, man,
like I'm about it though. Like I'm with that. Like as somebody who grew up like, bro, I got like every Power Rangers pop. Like as somebody who grew up like on the complete antithesis, like listening to rap, like in this YouTube community today, there's so many alternatives for me to identify with these days. Like, and I love it. And I always love finding an artist that I can tell it's coming from a real spot, like Scheme. Like one of the things I love about Scheme's music is like he just says this weird off the wall stuff in it. And I'm like, bro, I've been getting looked at funny my whole life for that. You mean there's somebody else actually like in this music scene and everything that's going with it? So
real recognize real, you know.
And that's what I'm saying. But two things that like really stand out from that verse to me. Number one, like your voice, your rap voice, you know, you've got a definite scratch in your rap voice that's really nice. Like it sounds really nice. Like it comes across really nice. But it's also like so far from listening to you talk because you're such a smooth, soft-spoken person when you're talking. You know, do you get that a lot? Like, do you have people asking you about that a lot?
I do actually. It's funny because I have a very bassy voice, I feel like, in my regular speaking voice, just the way I talk. But my rapping voice is very like tenor, not quite soprano, but it's got like a little bit of nasalness to it that kind of brings out the high ends. And I don't know, like it's, you know, like when I'm actually getting into it, like looking at my like the sound over time, like when I listened to some of the first things that I put, like when I started rapping, like I was just kind of like talking into the mic. But when I like really felt the energy coming out, like my higher like excitement got to me, and like that's the voice that came out. It was, you know, it's very different from my speaking voice, but like
you started
my voice, you know.
You started attacking, you tapped into that aggression. Like that's the thing. Like you got that weird kind of aggression where you're not really like aggressive, but it comes across. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I noticed in that verse, and I noticed in Skywalker both, like you write to like this weird little pocket in the beat. Like you are legit going in on both of those songs. And I haven't heard a ton of your songs. I'm sure you've got other ones where you're hitting different parts of the beat. But I mean, in those, like you're hitting this specific dip in the beat that just really makes me pause for a minute, because everything I've ever been taught about music says that you are offbeat. And then like when I listen to it again, I'm like, nah, man, like he's fitting in this dip. You know what I'm saying?
It's and see, my fiance bullies me all the time for that. She'll
Yeah.
listen to something that I'm like, hey, listen to this. Let me know what you think about it. She's like, you're offbeat, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise. Like, I promise, I'm not. Like, I literally like I take the waveform, I line it up like down to like the fucking micro line, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, no, I promise this is on beat. Just listen to it a couple more times, and she'll play it back. She's like, you're not hitting the beat, but you're hitting like into the beat and
Yeah.
continue. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was
Well,
going for.
it's interesting to me because I have a lot more background in like producing rock music, like really like mixing rock music especially. And you see
Mhm.
that in rock music, especially where like a singer is trying to use their voice as another instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
where they kind of rot into the song to kind of fill like the dead spots in the song and kind of bring them back up, and it really is another instrument. So it's really nice to see like that kind of different unorthodox type flow, but
Yeah.
does it ever throw you off like when you're going with it?
Oh, totally. You don't know how many times I'll be like rapping something and I will literally miss something by like an eighth of a beat.
Yeah.
Gone. I have to restart the whole recording because I'm off. I don't know where to go from there. So it totally messes me up. So writing like that does come with its problems.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, I have fun doing it. It's a different style. I think like you said, it's a little unorthodox. It's a little new, it's something not a lot of people do. So I think
It
that's
sets you
why I
apart
like
though.
doing it.
Like it sets you apart. It's a nice place to be. And then on top of that, so I'm not gonna like dig through everything I talk about in the reaction to Skywalker, but I do want to ask this. Were you intentionally like sending me on a metamorphosis for you? Because like listening to the song, like the ultimate impression that I got from it is listening to that song. I'm like, he's talking about like himself coming from, being the chosen one, being Anakin. And I'm thinking like maybe I'm too much of a Star Wars nerd. And so I came in like preconditioned to hear like you're telling your story using Anakin to kind of set you up. But I mean, you're talking about like falling, and rising from the ashes. Now you're on the dark side, like you're pushing through, like gonna be that darker version of you, but using it to master your craft and everything like that. Like I thought it was a dope vibe.
There's
I may have
there's
been
a
off.
little bit of that feathered in for sure. Like it's definitely, I mean, obviously the song is titled Skywalker, but there's like only a couple like Star Wars references in there.
Yeah.
It's like it is more geared towards like myself, but
Yeah. Yeah.
using that metaphor of like supposed to be, everybody's guy, but rised up to the top and then
Yeah.
had this terrible fall down kind of thing.
Not gonna be controlled by it, making your own way. I feel you.
Yeah.
King of the Empire stuff. What up, Simple? Also, Dark.mp3 said, ask him when the next Astramental collab is happening.
Yeah, that's his own artist name right there. Don't let him fool you. Yeah, no, I had a song with him called Copy Paste. That was a pretty solid one. It was
Okay.
fun. I had fun doing that song.
Okay. So have you worked with a ton of people? I know again one of the lines in there you're talking about like to get on the cipher, like you sent your verses and High Res was filling them and everything like that. Have you worked with a ton of people before that?
Not really. I've had a couple people that that have reached out to me, that are like, "Yo, I like this. Can we make a song?" And there's been a couple that I green lighted, and a couple that I regret green lighting.
Yeah.
And before that, like I'd say before the cipher, I worked with 4 people, maybe 4 or 5 other people. And of those people, I think I enjoyed working with 2 of them.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and since the cipher, I've talked with Scheme about a collab. We're gonna make that happen soon. King Blitz commented on my video. He's like, "Yo, let's do something." So I'm gonna hit him up soon when I get something that I think he could go on. And then there's been a couple other people that I've talked with. I've had a couple of people that make beats talk with me. DJs talk with me and whatnot. So usual.
Yeah, I've seen Peerless pitching you a couple of beats.
Yeah.
Hey, Peerless is dope. Like that's one
For
thing
sure.
I love. What's that?
I was gonna say for sure. Like I listened to one of his songs today, and like I was not expecting it. Like I was totally thrown off guard. I was like, "Yo, this dude's got insane mixing. Like mastering's great. Like he can sing too.
Yeah,
It gets me excited because like before the cipher, like I didn't really have any ties with anybody that was like musically advanced, if that makes sense. Just people
yeah,
that kind of like me did music for hobbies, and
yeah,
it's like getting to finally work with people because I put like so much time into learning how to do music things and getting to work with people that already have that kind of know how. It's like it's exciting because I can pull from them, they can pull from my energy kind of thing.
yeah. No, I agree. It's crazy. It's because like this extended community, like I don't even know where like Umbrella's from. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like you're in it. Like me and Hatter got in it somehow, and then um it's extended now. Like it keeps evolving and like
Yeah,
encompassing so many more people. But it's like I look at the high res suffer, and I'm like, even though me and King Blitz have never had a conversation. Like he followed me on Twitter as soon as I made a Twitter and like started like retweeting my stuff and everything. Like it's like seeing that community. It's crazy how many people are just so willing to like jump in and just help each other
yeah,
out, and like
100%.
push each other. But it's an awesome community. Like,
And see, that's what I really like about this community over the gaming YouTube, because gaming YouTube was cutthroat, man.
mhm,
Like people would do anything to get ahead of you. And like I had like two or three people that I could say like I was like this with, and then
yeah,
everybody else, man, two-faced snakes, dude. But
yeah,
this is nothing like that, dude. Everybody's so nice, so willing to give you the opportunity, so willing to talk with you,
yeah.
and I have nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to kind of see, like, I guess that's just it. I mean, see, like the willingness just to say, you know what, like the subscribes aren't limited or anything. Like, you know what, go check out this guy too.
Yeah,
Go check out this
exactly.
guy too. And like I've had conversations, even like me and Hatter have even talked, and it's like, man, I hate that you're live right now because like I'm going live and like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and it's like, man, you're not offending me. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool, but like I mean, it's crazy because you get to that point. It's like it's really a bunch of people. It's like Jason in the chat. Jason's one of my best friends now. It's like we met through YouTube. Like he lives in Cali, I live in Kentucky. Like there's zero chance that we would have ever met outside of this community. But
Yeah.
it's like now it's like I interact with him on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Or like
100%.
Loopy's stupid bird. You know.
Fucking Jimmy, man.
Man, listen, do you know about Jimmy? You know about Jimmy trying to flex up?
I do not know.
All right, you don't want to, man. That bird's gonna go in a deep fryer one day. Don't get pulled into the beef with Jimmy.
I bet. No hate, Jimmy. No hate.
Nothing but smiles. The stream hasn't actually caught up to that point. Loopy hasn't heard that piece yet.
Yeah.
But nah, man, the community's fantastic, and I'm definitely glad to like see you coming in. I'm looking forward to some of them collabs you got coming up because you were talking
Yeah.
about like especially Scheme, King Blitz, and stuff like that. Like that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like a year ago, I hated collabs, because I'm just like, I'm about this artist. Like I want to listen to this
Right.
artist. I don't really care who they're working with. But now it's like I just want to see my boys making songs together. You know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean?
see,
Like,
like, that's what got me really excited, like, was watching, like, I was watching, like, Gatsby and Postcard do their shit, and, like, I got hyped
yeah,
by that, and then Postcard was like, "Yo, I'm doing something with Scheme," and I got hyped by that, and then
uh,
seeing all these people, like, make songs together, I'm just like, "Yo, these are all people I fuck with," and watching them work together, it's like, it's so cool,
yeah,
and, like, I just wanna be a part of that, man, like, you know what I mean?
yeah. So what are you trying to? Loopy says the stream caught up at his message. Watch it. Yeah. So what are you hoping your channel like blossoms into? I guess like are you wanting to get back to a point where you're still doing some of the gaming stuff? Are you wanting to like pull any of that back in at any point?
So, yeah, I definitely want that to be kinda like a little bit of my focus on Twitch, because like, I still love gaming, like, nothing's gonna change that,
Yeah.
But like for me, I want it to be one of those things where you get like a Twitch notification and you don't see, oh, Nampson's playing Call of Duty today. You see, oh, Nampson went live. That's the homie.
Yeah.
Like, let me go see. Let me see what he's doing. Like, oh, let's go chill in the chat. You know, and that's all I ever wanted out of gaming. Like, I was very big into like variety games and just like being a personality. Like, I just wanted you to fuck with me because you fucked with me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the way the YouTube algorithm worked, unfortunately, did not allow that.
Right. Because it's more, unless you're doing like a JonTron top gaming channel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like nobody just checks out for the sake of checking things out like that. And that is, I mean, which Twitch is a little bit more cutthroat in that regard too, because like, you know, Twitch literally within the game will like rank who's got the most viewers and everything. And it's like, well, if you've only got 1 or 2 people showing up, you're just starting out on Twitch. Like it's impossible to really pull people into Twitch. You know what I mean?
It really is, without going into other channels and like chatting up and being like, oh, you're cool, I'm gonna follow you. Also, I stream. You know, that's how you grow as a small content creator.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's near impossible. It really is.
Yeah. So I had a brain fart. Do you play, what are you playing right now? Like,
oh man,
you were talking about still loving the gaming side, which I see you in live streams. I don't know how you have time to be playing games, but like what are you playing right now?
So I'm still finishing up Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That game is phenomenal, man. I don't know if you've had the chance to play it at all. And especially you liking Norse mythology, that game claps, dude. It is so good. I've been playing it since November and I'm still not done with the game. Like I have probably, I think, 80 hours of gameplay into it. And then I play some zombies still. I'm really excited for Resident Evil 8 coming out. I love scary games, so I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so that'll be fun.
Right. I just saw Loopy friggin' tagged me on Twitter saying that Jimmy's living rent free during this interview. Oh man. It continues. Yeah, I haven't rocked with the Resident Evil game in a long time, and especially on Assassin's Creed. Like Tater's son was telling me, like that needs to be the next live stream game that we play through on the channel. But like, I'm so worried about a game that has that much content, like trying to just do it during live streams.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games where you're gonna find yourself playing it a lot off stream. Or at least it was for me. I tried to play it on stream and I was like, nah, like I would be literally having like 12-hour sessions just like buried into this. Like that's how immersed I got. And like streaming, like you can't be that immersed and like reading chat. It's just, it doesn't happen.
Well, I haven't been on an Assassin's Creed game. I think I played Origins. I started Origins. Black Flag was the last one that I finished. I started Origins and I really enjoyed it, but then I had to reformat my hard drive, lost all my stuff, and I was like, you know what, like life goes on.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah, I do love the Assassin's Creed games. I think they started really taking a turn to focus more on like what set them apart right around Origins, and especially, like I said, I mean, I love history in general. I love mythology and like going back. Origins really kind of brought a lot of the Egyptian stuff into the game, you know what I mean? And so like I'm with that. I'm with that vibe. I would definitely probably get into Valhalla, I think.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Let's see. Internet Shadow is a fan of independent artists. Are you on Nampson then? Hey.
Dude, what's up?
Nampson's like, hey, let's check it out. Let's see. Had Eminem versus Benzino, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, Tupac versus Biggie. Ain't nothing topping Jimmy versus AlphaTyler. Oh man, how do you feel about mustard? Let me just ask that.
I'm not a big fan of mustard, man. I'm not. I've never really liked it. I don't know. Honey mustard's all right. I like honey mustard. Chick-fil-A sauce is dope. That's basically mustard.
Man, So what's your favorite, like right now? What's your favorite album that's come out recently? What are you listening to the most?
That's a good question. I really like Quadeca's new album. That hits. It really does, man. Sisyphus is a crazy song. Like that song like gets me every time, especially watching the video. I bopped a little bit with Crip's new album. It was solid. We Scheme, Pop Punk is Dead. Let's get it, dude.
Yeah.
That's been on repeat in my car. But in terms of bigger artists, I really liked NF's new album, or I guess it was mixtape technically.
Mixtape. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw some beef on Twitter about that, man. Everybody beefing on Twitter about everything right now.
I don't get it, man. Life's too short. Y'all need to chill. Kick back with a blunt. Yeah, no, I don't get it, man. I don't get why people get so upset over dumb shit like that. But
Yeah. No. So yeah, I thought the mixtape was dope for real. I would say personally, I think Crip, I don't think his album, I mean, I know it got a lot of attention, but I still don't feel like it got like the love that it deserved.
No, it needed more for sure. You could tell he put work into that,
Yeah.
and he put his soul into that. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice when you can see that, like when you can listen to it, when you can hear it, and you can be like, wow, like I can see the effort in there. Like,
yeah. Well, it's just 100%. I think from beginning to end, I feel like Crip's album is just it's a personal take on just everything. Like first of all, he sounds crisp. He sounds better than he sounded like ever in my mind. But I mean, just everything is so personal and comes across so strong. Like I haven't listened to Quadeca's new album all the way through, so I can't say 100% like how I'd compare the two.
Yeah,
but
I got you.
I know Crip's is heat.
Yeah. There are some other ones too, though, for sure, that I've been listening to. I gotta check the whole Spotify. But an artist that I really like that I've been recently pulling some inspiration from is Tame Impala. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I haven't heard of Tame Impala, no.
They're like an indie rock kind of, like alt rock kind of band, and they have some insane songs, man. So really, really good, like vibey music. Like, and I'm trying to incorporate some kind of sounds, like pull some of the weird sounds that they do and kind of mix it into rap. It's weird, but it's fun. It's fun.
Okay.
Mixing that.
You're trying to take your outside the box music and push it further outside the box, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, I got love for that. Like I love hearing somebody do something different. So where do you come? Do you mix your stuff? Like,
Yep.
do you work with okay, so you mix everything on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So now kind of newer, because you've been steady on this grind now since 2020. Did you always mix all your stuff, or is that just this time around?
Yeah, so since 2020, everything that I put out is mixed by me. It started with my single Rap Like Me, and then I put out my album, and then anything else that you've seen like on a cipher or something. I think at least it was my mix that High Res used. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded like my mix.
Yeah.
And then I got a mix that I'm working on with the Blind Sight cipher, and I really feel like I did a good job with this one. So I hope he uses my mix. If he doesn't, it's not too big of a deal though.
Yeah.
But
where'd you pick up mixing? Did you
YouTube tutorials, baby?
YouTube tutorials, right on, baby.
Yeah, man. I worked out in California as a video editor for a while, and I'm very familiar with Premiere. And so my buddy was like, "Yo, if you don't want to learn FL Studio, if you don't want to learn Ableton, because I have both of those, but I never used them." He's like, "Try Adobe Audition. Like it's got some of the best stock plugins, and it's compatible with every other plugin that exists, and you're familiar with Premiere, so you might like it." And dude, I love Audition. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, "Oh, you use Adobe Audition?" Fuck yeah, dude! It sounds like I love the way it sounds. Like it's easy for me. Like. I just turn dials and knobs until I get it the way I like it, like.
So Are you playing old school, or are you talking like the digital knobs, or do you have like a full like mixing board interface and everything? Like, what are you rocking?
So right now I'm rocking with this Akai LPD8 for a
Yeah.
couple things in terms of the mixing and everything. And then I did order a mixing board from Sennheiser that's coming next week, which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything's all digital. Yeah. I'd like
So
to get into more analog though.
So you're not playing with one of the ancient mixing boards like this one right here.
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
But I want to be.
Man, I'm telling you, like I started off on these and it's just such a pain in the ass. Like now even trying to go back to it, like I'm sitting here tweaking knobs and everything, and I'm just like, why would I even want to do this again? Like, why would we ever want to go back to this time?
I don't know. It's cool having the hardware, I think. You know what I mean? Like seeing everything laid out. Like there's something about looking at that and just being like, yeah, that makes music.
It looks nice, but I'll say like that used to be in my actual studio that I had.
Mhm.
And like now it's like looking at it, it's like there's feasibly no place that I want to put that in anything. So now it's just like sitting on a table, just background candy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it does look nice, but I definitely have a preference for something like Peerless has, like, because Peerless has like, the digital, like that's a straight up analog mixing board. You know what I'm saying? Like that is not digital anything.
Right.
The digital interfaces just look so much cleaner and feel better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they do for sure. But I don't know. Like I'm old school when it comes to a lot of things, man. Like
yeah,
when it comes to film, like yeah, I prefer digital film is easier to use.
Yeah.
Digital film, you know what I mean. But film looks nicer in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I see something that's shot on 35 or 70 millimeter, and I'm just like, ooh, that's a movie.
Yeah.
I see something in digital, and I'm like, I feel like I'm there. Like this doesn't feel like a movie. Like
yeah, that's the stuff that itches you. You're like, man, this is the art behind this
Yeah.
and everything. But I mean, like the quality is better digital. I mean, that's the conversation that I think everything goes back to, because like music, I have a tendency to want to buy records, but then like throw them on the record player and it's like, this just sounds like trash. Like anybody who says, for the record, watching in the chat, wherever, like if you think that records have the best audio quality, you are just unsavable.
Sadly mistaken.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm in this Facebook group, and it's like these dudes are talking about audio quality and everything, and they're like, is there any Bluetooth that has the same audio quality as a vinyl? And I'm like, yes, all of them have better. like through Bluetooth, you would be hard pressed to find something that has worse audio quality than vinyl. Come on,
you're taking technology that's over 100 years old versus technology that's been invented within the last 2 decades. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, one's gonna have a little better.
Yeah, there's this there's just this huge debate, and I'm reading through it and I'm like, these people are out of their minds. Like they're going in, they're saying like wave files are terrible, and I'm like, you just don't know anything about audio.
Yeah.
But it's this myth, man. It's crazy how many people actually believe that like vinyl has better quality. It's like it's the same thing. What people need to say is they have a preference for it. It's just like what you're talking about, like with film, like you may have a preference for how it looks on film, but you can't say that the video quality is better.
I can't deny that 8K Ultra HD looks like goddamn, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, I'm here, man. Like you can't tell me that was better than this.
Right. Exactly.
Man. Hey, Simple, appreciate you coming by. Yeah, I don't know how we jumped onto that tangent, but I always enjoy the comparisons of quality, which I guess, well, I know how we jumped on that tangent. You're talking about videography. So do you still do like any kind of videography or anything, or just like
not a whole lot. I really do wish I did more, because I loved editing. Like it was I'd say like if I couldn't do music, if I couldn't do like what I wanted to do, I would do editing, because like I'm good at it. Like it's fun. Like I can do it easily. so I did really enjoy that, and like now I got a drone and a camera that I mess around with, I play around with sometimes, but other than that, like unfortunately, like I wish I did have more time and more things that I could do with that, but like until I start getting some music videos going, which I'd like to get going soon, and I'm excited. I have a couple planned. That when I get those going, then I'll be doing more with videography for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So what is this picture that's in the background here for us?
So that is me as a baby. If you well, you can't really see because I'm in the way, but I got the same little tattoo on there. And so the album I'm working on is called BFU, which stands for Born Fucked Up. And so that's
okay
right there. Like I was born this way, you know?
Hey, pulling out some Lady Gaga. You're on the right track, baby. You were born this way.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, man. Exactly.
So this is the art for your new album?
Yes, sir.
It's that's interesting.
Yeah, no, it was a weird idea that popped into my head. Like my buddy had sent me this beat that he had made, and like I think I played a little bit of it on Mad Hatter's stream. I don't know if you remember it, but I don't know if you're there for it, but
I think I was. I remember you. Well, you've played a few beats. So I don't know specifically which.
If you were there for the couple of them, then yeah. But there was one that was like super rocky, like old school, kind of like Beastie Boys almost sounding. And I'm like, yo, I fuck with this, dude. He's like, man, if you want it, like hop on it. Then I'm like, dude, all right. And like I started like just listening for it, like because the lyrics come to me just like listening to it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and like I just started hearing like Born Fucked Up like being screamed into the mic, and I'm just like, oh, yo. And so I started playing with it, and I was like, yo, I really like that idea. And like I had a couple other songs that I was already working for like an unnamed project, and I was initially I was working on a song that I called In Memoriam, which is Latin for, you know, in memory of. And I was gonna title the album that, In Memoriam, but when I heard that beat, it changed the whole vibe of everything that I was doing completely. Like I scrapped half the things I was working on, and I was like, let's do this. And so yeah, that's what came out of it.
Right. So what because you were talking about the project you've been working on. Like you said, you've got like 19 tracks like already ready for it and everything. So I mean, what are you looking down now? Like are you whittling down? Like when are you thinking it's going to be out or anything?
So I'm thinking like mid to late summer. It's not that they're like pressed and ready to go, it's that they're laid out. Some of them are recorded, some of them are not recorded, some of them are mixed, some of them are not mixed. So it's, you know, I work 40 hours a week. I have a fiance. I'm maintaining YouTubes. I'm doing interviews and shit. You know, I have family that I see. So it's like I got a whole lot of shit. I have 5 pets and shit. So I'm doing a whole lot, but I'm trying to make sure everything like goes in a specific time frame. So
okay,
that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of waiting for it. But
right on. Yeah. So are you gonna start trying to book shows or anything, or are you just trying to look at YouTube? Like because I heard you talking about like you had bought a live mic and like you're kind of interested. Like what's that look like?
So I really do want to get into live shows and touring and everything. I don't know exactly when that time frame would be. As of right now, you know, with COVID and everything being kind of the main proponent of live concerts and everything, I honestly wouldn't mind like just doing like what Easy Mill did the other day and doing like just live concerts from home kind of thing. And going from there, like doing covers of songs and whatnot as like a stream. But in terms of getting out and doing it, I definitely would like to start doing it. I'd like to start hitting up some open mics and whatnot in the area, but it's on the agenda. Okay.
Are your eyes actually this green?
It's more of a bluish gray with like an orangey bit in the center. I don't know how she got that greenish color out of it, but I'm not sure if you can see.
Yeah. But, well, I was gonna say when I first saw the picture, I'm like this dude really loves green. Like
I do. No, I do.
Yeah. Well, I do too. And so like no hate at all. It's just like I'm looking at this. I'm like, God bless, like that is green. Like, is that what his eyes look like for real?
No, I didn't tell her to do that. I literally, she was like, "What color are your eyes?" I'm like, "They're like bluish gray with like a little orange." She's like, "Send me a picture." I'm like, "All right, here you go." So I took a picture and that's what came out. So
So who made the art then?
her name is Bianca. She was the fiance of the person who trained me at that marketing job that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Lovely lady. She made the cover art for the other one too, Insomnia Dreams.
Yeah. I was looking at that one earlier. That looked nice too.
She does great work, dude. Like she's a little expensive in terms of like how much she charges, but everything's by hand. She paints it all by hand and then like digitizes it and everything. She's really good at what she does. So she's worth it for sure.
Let's see. I love the foam and the chair matching colors. Yeah, man. He got that swag.
And the mic with the cable matching colors, dude. You know it, man. We keep that green and black color scheme.
Exactly. Mine's actually purple and black, but you can't see it because it's like all over here.
I got you.
That's part of why when I saw your green, I'm like, that green would just go so well with my purple up here. Like, I just want to take all this purple out, and like, let's see, records have a distinct. So yeah, absolutely. Thought that thumbnail was a garbage pail kid. No offense.
No, that's straight. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell anyway with us in the way, but like, yeah, no, it's a funny look. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that face, I was like, "Oh," but I was like, "No, it does look cool. Like, it's got that like kind of like grungy look to the baby." So like, I was like, "It's fine. It's cool."
Well, I saw the picture because I was like, "Can you send me over a picture?" And then I opened it, I was like, like, hello, hey man, but like, all right, like, let's go. I'm not gonna lie either. Like I sat there for probably a good 15 minutes, like not staring at it constantly, but like going back to it. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I understand we're in a delivery room, but I mean, what is happening? You know, like,
yeah. No, I get you.
I like it though. I like the BFU idea and everything, and I think actually, I'm gonna pull up the picture now because like I'm trying to remember what was on its tag because I know it's got one of those hospital tags on its arm.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if it'll open. Summer 2021. Summer 2021. Well, I was asking when it was gonna come out. Now I see when it's gonna come out. Never mind.
Yeah, I like to do that a lot with things that I'm working on. Like before I dropped Insomnia Dreams, like when I started working on the project. About 6 months before I put it out, I changed my Twitter head, and there's a little cassette tape in the Twitter head, and I had like Insomnia Dreams written on the cassette tape, and that was there chilling for 6 months before I said shit about it.
Yeah.
And so like I love to do shit like that. Like I love to hide little things, like little Easter eggs, and that's not really an Easter egg, but it's like, you know, it's got the date on it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just right there. I mean, it is one of those things that you kind of look past, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. I like it. Here's the full art for anybody that hasn't been able to see it so far because of our head. So what's up with the Triforce? Like, why is that up on there? Like,
well, I kind of wanted just to have my tattoos visible, and I sent her like all of them, just that way I could be like, oh, you have no doubt that it's me, you know? Like, obviously a baby doesn't come out with a tattoo on, but like you see the Triforce, you're like, oh, he's got the Triforce, that's him. But in terms of like, yeah, I did want to have like all the other ones, but you can't really see based on the angle either way, so it doesn't really matter to me. But
right.
Yeah, no, the Triforce is probably honestly my favorite tattoo, just because it's a hand tattoo, but also because like Legend of Zelda was actually like the first video game that I'd ever bought with my own money. And like during the peak of my gaming career, I was like, yo, I got everything that I have right now because of gaming. So like to me that meant so much, like because you know there's this one little scene in the pixelated version of that game coming up, and you see his little hand with his Triforce tattoo, and I'll never forget that, man. Like I don't know, it means a lot to me, you know.
Right. So is Zelda, like, is that your favorite franchise then? Like, still,
it's up there. I'd say probably my favorite is Ratchet and Clank. I love Ratchet and Clank, dude. Like one of my favorite game series of all time. I have like there was the third version of the game they put out. They had like a replay mode where you could teleport back to the start of the game, but you'd have all your weapons and shit. And I think I played through that game start to finish with the replay mode probably like 45 times.
So it's like the new game plus kind of in Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like enemies were stronger, but you kept your weapons and could upgrade better or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was ever like a huge Ratchet and Clank fan, but definitely, like I said, I mean, like games with Chrono Cross, stuff like that, like probably what kept me up. I couldn't even tell you how many times I played Chrono Cross, just because there's so many different endings and everything from doing the new game plus. And shout out to you, because you actually nodded when I said Chrono Cross, so I assume that you actually know what I'm talking about, which makes you one of those real fringe nerds for real.
Dude, I've been around the block when it comes to nerdy shit, man. Like I've checked it all out: anime, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. Like I've hit it all, man. Like,
yeah.
And you know, I don't know. It's there's stuff I fuck with, stuff that I don't fuck with, but you know.
So you're not on that highly combustible grind like he was lecturing me the other night, that there's only one true trilogy, and that is the original Star Wars trilogy. You're not feeling that?
So don't get me wrong. I definitely think the original Star Wars trilogy is home run out of the park. You can't touch it. It's the best. It's the best that series will ever be.
Yeah.
The prequels, I don't hate them. Everybody hates them. I don't. I loved them, dude.
I don't hate the prequels.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Clone Wars wasn't bad, man.
No.
Like, why? Like everybody gives it shit.
Revenge of the Sith was fantastic. I would go as far as to say Revenge of the Sith is like
that's on par for me with episode 4, and that's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's right there. In my order, if I had to rank them from the first 6, because I actually haven't seen 7, 8, and 9. I've seen
terrible.
7, but not
Skip
8 and 9.
those.
Just
Skip
that literally that's. But if I had to rank them, I'd say probably episode 4, then episode 3, then episode 6, then 1, then 2, then 5.
Wow. Okay. So no love for Empire.
I don't hate it. No, I'm just saying, like, the other ones are really good. Like,
right. Okay. I mean that's fair. I want to shout out real quick. Peerless said we just rotate each person's home. Feels like family. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, we were talking about that community. It's weird. Like, everybody's got their own connections inside the community and everything, but it's like everybody just kind of piecing their thing together. It's like, it's like we all fit in. You know, if you had asked me a year ago, when I was just like DJing my side business, my YouTube channel had like 3 videos on it or something like that, like if we would be hanging out like this or anything. It's crazy. Like, once you make a few friends, like everything just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's like the glue that holds everything together. Once you add that glue in, like, it all just sticks and everything's structured.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, like Peerless will like hit me up just out of the blue. Like, he sent me a text last night, or one day, it was like a Wednesday morning. He just sent me a voice message on Instagram, and he's like, "Hey man, hope you're having a good week." I'm like, "Hey man, you too." Like, and it was just that pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I love that. I love people that like will go out of their day, like out of their way to take the time to do that shit. Cause like it shows that they care, man. Like, and that's awesome. That's genuine. I love that.
Yeah. Hey, and that's true though. Peerless saying is good though, especially during this time. Exactly. Like, there's so much hate in the world. Like, it's just great to see like that community come together and everything. And it's like, Jason says we up in there like swimwear. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I do have to disagree with you on the ranking. Not to say that like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, like, I love them. Like hands out to me, the sequel trilogy is all that gets cut out, because I'm like, the sequel trilogy is trash. I mean, Disney just.
From what I saw of it, man, garbage.
Yeah.
I will, however, say, have you seen Rogue One?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That movie was the shit.
That movie was all right. I really love how the ending just seamlessly goes into A New Hope.
Right into, that's kind of what made me like it so much.
Yeah.
I actually had the chance to work on that movie, and I was really sad that I didn't get to.
You didn't?
I'll explain why. I just worked on Star Wars Rebels, the TV show, the animated show.
Yeah.
Doing some editing, and my buddy was like, "Yo, I got another gig coming up. I can't take it, but if you want, let me put you in contact with this dude." And so this dude hits me up, and he's like, "Yo, are you so and so's friend?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Send me your reel." I'm like, "All right, bet." So I sent him over my reel. He's like, "All right, we're shooting Untitled Star Wars project, da 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 da, in England. Can you be here tomorrow?" And I'm like, I don't even have a passport, dog. Like, no, I can't. They're like, sorry. And that was it. That was all I heard from them. I'm like, damn, that would have been dope. Because they were hiring for first assistant editor. And first assistant editor is a big dick paying job. Like that pays big money. And I didn't know what it was for. I just knew it was first assistant editor for Star Wars blank. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I started seeing like the credits coming on to IMDb and what it was for. And it was for Rogue One. And then I started seeing the names get attached to it. And I was like, if I had a passport,
dude, that is insane. Like talk about, like, no offense, but I mean, talk about like letting just like the biggest opportunities just slip by. Like, although I can't say I blame you, because I would have probably, like, if somebody just casually asked me if I could be in England tomorrow, I probably would have been like, nah, like, you know how the world works? Like, it's
like,
a globe, and like,
I'm like, that's like a 13-hour flight, dog. Like, nah.
Yeah, let me go right now and see what we
buy a
can
ticket. Yeah. Yeah, because literally I would have had to like pack for like 90 days worth of shooting then and there. Like,
who says yes to that is my question. Like, who is actually able to say,
do, bro? They all do, man. They really do. Like, it's crazy the amount of like work that is acquired in Hollywood just by saying like, yo, can you work this day? Yeah, I'll work. Like, most of the editing jobs that I got were like, yo, can you work tomorrow? And I'm just like, let's get it.
yo, man, that's insane. Like, that's kind of that's that push where I'm like, I don't know, because I'm very much like, you gotta give me at least like a month notice or something.
No,
you know,
I agree completely. I'm very like, I need to know what's happening, when it's happening, when we're gonna do it. Like I'm cool to go into things like with short notice, like if I'm free for sure. But like something like a work day, like a full 12 to 14-hour work day on a film shoot and being like, yo, can you do this tomorrow? Like it was draining, man. Like you couldn't plan for shit.
Yeah. So how'd you get started with all the film stuff and everything, like the editing and all that? Like did you go to college for it? Did you?
Yeah, so I went to school at Full Sail University in Orlando for film, and I wanted to go specifically for editing because I learned editing in high school.
Yeah.
I was self-taught through After Effects and Premiere, and I loved doing it. Like it was just a thing that clicked in my head. So I was like, you know, I'd know want to go to college before that, but like when I started clicking, I started seeing the ads for it. I was like, yo, that's dope. And so I went there, and I got about 10 months into their 20-month program because it's accelerated. You go straight through the year, even during the summer and everything. And I was like, dude, I'm paying 80 grand, and like this is all shit I like learned on YouTube. Like, and I was getting really mad, and like I talked with my editing teacher, and I was like, dude, like, are we gonna learn anything from this? He goes, hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Nobody in film is ever gonna ask you where you went to college, if you have a degree, or it's all about who you know and what you can do, man. Like, so if you can get a job, I'd say just leave. The next day I dropped out of college and moved, and a month later I moved across the country with my buddy to California, and I went on to IMDb and just started emailing all of the production managers and assistant directors and everything. Like, I know you don't know me, but like I can do whatever you want me to do. I'll run coffee if you want. Like, just let me do something. And somebody, Jenny Hinkey from The Conjuring 2 reached out to me, and she was like, yeah, we have a day job for you. You can come on for one day, see how things work. And I was like, bet, like, say less, fam. And they ended up liking me so much that they called me back a week later, and they're like, hey, do you want to come work for us full time here? And I'm like, yeah, that was kind of the whole goal. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how I got my end with film.
Tell me, Full Sail don't really catch you though with those ads and everything, like, because I
They
actually,
do, and it's a shiny, polished turd, man. You
yeah.
don't want anything to do with them.
Well, Full Sail. I had applied and got accepted. This was like back in 2010.
They take everyone.
Yeah. I'd applied to their music production program, and like it sounded nice because they're like, we're gonna send you like the MacBook, and we're gonna put all this stuff on. But I get to looking through the program, and I'm like, I know how to do all of this. Like,
Yeah,
and
exactly, dude. Like,
yeah. And I had just like personally at the time, I just bought the production suite of Sonar X1 Producer anyway. And so I'm like, I've already like dumped my money in a Windows program. Like this is wanting to take me because
right.
they only want to use Pro Tools. And I'm like, I don't want to use Pro Tools. Like,
Pro Tools sucks, man.
yeah, I'm like, I mean, we could go back. Like I cracked Fruity Loops back in the day,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
like
Hey,
I
man,
mean,
I'm not saying I didn't pay for audition, but
well, it used to be.
I use audition like
The way all this stuff used to work, like when I first got Acid Pro, like it was so easy just to download the CD key for it, like the key cracker or whatever, and just like recrack
generated key. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And like to me, that was how I taught myself, because I was a kid when I started like playing with mixing and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, now they're wanting me to go to Pro Tools, and like looking at Pro Tools, like I'd always stayed away from Pro Tools. And so I was just like, I mean, I started talking to other friends that I had that were in music. I'm like, is there actually any benefit to going through this program? And they're like, nah. Like,
everyone uses Mac. That's the benefit, is that every mainstream name, whether it's for film, music, anything that's entertainment related, except for CGI generation, that's all done on Windows because Macs just can't handle it.
Yeah.
But everything else, yeah, man, it's just because that's the industry standard.
Yeah, absolutely. So JM wants to know if Nampson is your real name.
Technically, sort of, yeah. My name is Nick Sampson, and the way Nick Nampson came around, actually, I was bullied in high school by band kids, believe it or not, and it was the weirdest form of bullying. Like, they would just be like Nick Sampson, or more like Sick Nampson, and I'm like, yo, that sounds kind of dope though. Like, and so like one day I was just like, yeah, man, like, instead of like trying to come up with some clever fucking rap name, let's just push my name together, dude. Like,
yeah, getting picked on by the band kids, like that's rough. Like I was the drummer in band, so I mean I was kind of picked on by the band kids because they're always like, you don't matter, just go sit in the back of the room. Yeah. Like, so I mean I kind of get that just because I didn't blow on a flute, but like
yeah. Well, it was like totally random. It was because they associated with people that I hung out with, and like they didn't like me. So because they were friends with people that I was friends with, they'd be like, oh, look at this guy, and I'm just like, oh, fuck you, like leave me alone. Like, I don't do shit.
That's awesome. Like I don't know. We had the hate for being band kids, but it was like it for us, it was like the FFA rooms were down the hall, and so like they would walk by and just make fun of us when they passed the band room, because that's where we hung out, because no life band kids. Let's see, my first guess, since you told me your name was Nick, was that you combine Nick and Ampson together. I wasn't too far off. Loopy was close.
Yeah, pretty close. Just missed a letter there, buddy.
Internet Shadow with the fact right there. Nowadays, college is a scam. I will tell you, in my adult life, I have referenced my college degree a total of, I think, 0 times. Like I pulled it out at some point when I started working where I work now, and like they saw it and knew that it was there, and that was it.
So my parents are chiropractors, and my mom specifically is very diehard about, you need an education, you need college this, college that. And I'm like, look, just because this is the way you did it back then, it's like information changes. And like the reason it was so necessary back then was because you didn't have the internet superhighway where you could find any lick of information. Like I should have said, like, I can find your whole college degree on YouTube. And she's like, oh, no, you can't. I'm like, give me anything from chiropractic, anything you want to know. And she's like, well, this. And I literally found a video in 2 seconds on YouTube about it. And I'm like, this is my point. Like, you don't need college. Like, if you want to throw away $100,000 to get a piece of paper that says you went to college, then yeah, you need college. But
yeah, well, that's all it is. I mean, if you want the piece of paper at this point, like, you know, that's what I tell people about, you know, about my degrees. It's like, yeah, they're cool to like have on a wall somewhere. I guess it makes it look more prestigious. I don't know. Mine's in a closet. Like, you know, I mean, it's there, like it exists. It's on my resume, I guess, which again, when was the last time I submitted one of those?
Right.
And it's like, you know, I go around, it's like now it's like, you know, most of what I do actively involves music. And it's like, I have a degree in history and religion. And it's like,
nothing at all to do with music.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, y'all want to, like, some of the conversation, it makes relevant conversation sometimes, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like I don't know. I mean, I've heard those Sabaton. Like, if I would listen to Sabaton, like, it would be a lot more relevant. So I need to check out Sabaton.
But get some use out of that education, man.
Yeah, but no, I agree. Internet Shadow, like, college is a scam, especially to, like, if you're interested in music at all. Like, that's the thing. Because I've thought several times, like, I used to have a studio. I want to actually build like a hard side studio again. And I've thought several times though, like, about going back to school and getting like an audio engineering degree or something, just because I don't have one. Right. But then I think about it, I'm like,
why?
There's nothing I would get from music from having this degree besides saying, like, come and check me out. But then anybody who wants to know my credentials is either gonna like have seen me do something somewhere, have heard something that I mixed somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so it's like,
what's the point of paying the money to get something you can already do more than proficiently?
Yeah,
just to say that I have something that says I can do it more than proficiently. Why? You know, and say that's literally like, that's the I can talk the talk thing. Anybody can graduate, but what you can do, that's, you know, show me what you can do. And that's when you get from like actually showing somebody things you've mixed, things you've done, which is how they're going to get a hold of you. It's how they're going to, you know, want to do things with you. It's like, you don't need paper to do that. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like at this point, you know, I mean, either you want to work with me or you don't. Like, you're not basing that off of the paper that I have. And so I don't know. Apparently you could do some online school independently, just watching YouTube videos, studying up to exam yourself for a certain diploma, whatever big job you're wanting. I mean, I think
that's
you're talking
the way
about,
we're headed, honestly. Like, I really do feel like within the next 10 to 20 years, colleges will be offering like exams that you can take, that if you have the know-how, if you have the knowledge, there'll be like a practical exam and a written exam.
They have it already for some things. Have you looked at CLEP testing?
I'm talking about for everything. I mean, like, you can get your doctorate kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, this guy right here. Did you know that he's
AlphaTyler?
Did you know that he is clean shaven right now? I saw it on Twitter.
What? I gotta see that. I can't picture that.
I don't think he put the picture up. I saw him post about it though. Like, I'm just nervous because like we're gonna do this stream Tuesday, and I'm just positive that like he's gonna come in and I'm just gonna have no idea who I'm talking to anymore. Basically, so my live stream this coming Tuesday is going to be with a child. It's called Alpha Tuesdays. We're doing live music reactions. It's me and a 12-year-old homeless kid that I found on the internet.
Alpha bite, more like alpha baby.
Let's see.
I'm a little baby face right now too. So.
Yeah. He says 16 again. Oh man. But yeah, I agree. Internet Shadow, like, the only things college is useful for is to be in the medical field teaching or linguistics. But what I'll say to that is, so even like in Kentucky, for example, I have a history degree with 6 years of military experience. I have 8 but with 6 years of military experience, you automatically can apply to get a teaching certification if you have a degree in a major field of study. And so it's like with a history degree, I could teach high school history already. I could teach high school social studies. And so it's like, even then, people care more about, like, you use college to network is what you use college for.
Yeah.
But we're at a point with the internet being what it is. You don't even need college to network anymore. It's just like going back to an audio engineering degree. The one benefit that I would have if I actually went to Full Sail, did their program, is that I would come out with people that I graduated with saying that I know how to do stuff, or like, you know, maybe like had Nampson actually finished, you know, his program at Full Sail, then he would say, okay, I know how to do the video stuff and I need somebody to do audio. Well, maybe we had ran into each other at some point at college, and then he's like, okay, so I'm going to reach out to this guy. But again, looking at how these communities work, how the internet works, we already know each other.
Yeah,
so, I mean, that part of the networking is out of the way.
There's so much available now between social networking, you know, people that post their content on YouTube. It's like you can literally talk with people that are, you know, YouTube musicians that are put like super underrated, not known at all, you know, 500 to 1,000 subscribers that are putting out very high quality music, very high quality mixing, and you like say, hey, you know, what are you doing? What can I do better? And it's like that kind of networking is basically what you're paying for at college.
Well, Scheme's like the perfect example. Look at Scheme. Like, by all accounts, Scheme is like a very advanced level producer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On his own music's merit alone, he would not have 60,000 subscribers, because most people come for the reactions. They come for the, you know, whatever they come to his channel for. But then he has amassed 60,000 because he's doing reactions. He's doing the gaming stuff. He's doing the music. He's doing, you know, you come for X, Y, and Z. Exactly. And but it's like that is a quality producer that you would have never encountered through the college route. You would have never encountered through the networking route, just purely off of those things. And so, like, we've cracked the code, gentlemen. Like, that's literally what it comes down to, is like, we have bettered the process. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's the thing. As technology evolves, as we find new ways to utilize technology for networking, music production, etc., it's like things like that are always going to be evolving, geared towards those, and those old ways of doing things. It's like paper currency. It's being phased out. Like, we are going to move to a crypto world where we have a universal digital currency. Like, if you don't think that way, you're stupid. Like there is no way that a universal digital currency will not take over at some point.
Yeah.
And like, it's the same way with anything. Like, everything makes technological advancements, and if you don't keep up with that, you're going to get phased out. And that's why old people, generally speaking, have such a negative connotation about them, is because they refuse to take advancements. They refuse to go out of old ways. And for elderly people that do that, you can see they thrive. They do so much better, you know?
Yeah. Internet says, I agree, Nampson. Why independent artists interest me. I'll say too, like, real music, I challenge you to find anyone that's mainstream accepted or more pushed by the mainstream that brings like the quality of music that most independent artists are bringing right now, because it is actually insane how much quality actually comes out of music from people who have to actually try for it, who, like,
absolutely,
you know, and
on their own time, you know?
Yeah. And it's like there's such a hunger because there's so many people on YouTube uploading music. Like, everybody has to be better. Like, everybody has to push their stuff further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to the way I explain YouTube to people, it's like a stage where everybody can get up and audition. But the thing is, these are the hardest judges you will ever find, you know, and they will make or break you. And so you got to be better than the next guy. You got to be better than the last guy. And it's hard.
You also have a collection of judges in that mix that have no benefit to telling you that you did well if you didn't. Like, There's nobody just gassing you up for no reason, because, again, I'm just a faceless person on the internet. If I think your song sucks, like, I have there's no negative ramification for me telling you that your song sucks.
Exactly. Literally.
Like, Yeah, it's like literally, I don't like it. Boom, we're
It's
done.
bad.
Like, yeah, and I don't know. It's just it's a it's an interesting dynamic that probably like even 2 years ago. Well, what I tell people in 2007, like when I was actively rapping, like in 2007, we had MySpace Music, and that was still like the people who I knew would hear my music. The people who my friends knew would hear my music. And then like anything besides that, like I had to be handing CDs outside of
Yep.
Hastings, like,
Yep.
and that was it. But now it's like I can upload my song to YouTube, and 10 minutes from now, like everybody's going to hear my music.
It really is insane, like how much it has changed. But simultaneously, I do think there is a benefit to face to face. Like you said, handing out CDs, like going and performing live shows, going and doing things that gets you face to face contact, because that gets people to know you as a person. That gets people to put a face to the name. To put a face to the sound, even.
Well, that's the benefit to stuff like this. Like somebody here, somebody in this stream, somebody watching the video later, like hasn't heard something I've done. Somebody hasn't heard something you've done.
Exactly.
Because of this conversation, somebody new is going to say, okay, I want to hear like what he's talking about in his music. I want to hear what this guy's bringing in their music. This is like the new face to face. You know what I mean? Like this is this is how you build communities. This is how you get exposure. This is how you build relationships and get people who support what you're doing that don't necessarily like even know who you are yesterday, you know?
No, it's true. It really is.
But then it's like too, it's like, I think about examples like Gabe. Like Gabe checks out everything I do. Gabe watches every video. Gabe was watching my videos when I was streaming, a Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge back when my channel had like 100 subscribers, and Gabe was the only person in my live streams. Gabe's excited about music that I'm going to put out, even if he doesn't necessarily like the music that I'm going to put out, because Gabe rocks with me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And that's something that I'm kind of thankful having some of the gaming audience that I did, is because there are a lot of people from my old audience that like me because they like me. They didn't just like the games. And it's like I got a few of those ride or dies that came through, and I definitely think that's actually what helped me get on the high res cipher, because I hit up a couple of them and I'm like, dude, like it would mean a lot to me if you could just retweet this, like, vouch for me or something. And it's like that literally is what got me on the high res cipher.
Well, those are the people going to push your stuff. Like those are the people that are going to have your back no matter what.
Exactly.
And it's a stronger community, and having those people lets you be yourself when you're doing that stuff. Like it says, I don't have to push myself. I don't have to bring on 30 layers of auto-tune to try and sound like
what's popular right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I mean, it's just it's a stronger outcome. But I mean, it all comes back to like that networking side. It all comes back to again, this is the new way that we're gonna build communities and actually build bases and move to take over the world.
Exactly, dude. Like it really is, like the way it's evolved literally just in the past 10 years alone, like how music has evolved, being shared, being put out, being even YouTube being changed, and TikTok especially. Like TikTok is really a big proponent of artists blowing up nowadays. And like I was a little late to that. Like I was one of those people. I was the old person in the scenario. I was like, goddamn TikTok kids and their dances.
Yeah.
And then like I actually saw it for what it was, and I was like, yo, people fucking get huge on TikTok.
I've been that guy. And then like my wife uploaded a TikTok video that got like 700,000 views in a week. And I'm like, how do you suddenly just overnight get more views on something than anything that I've ever done when I'm doing like I'm uploading content every single day, and you're just blowing like one video, you just blew everything out of the water. Like, how does that even happen?
It is definitely a very curious situation. It's like I've had that happen. Like I didn't really tell anybody about my TikTok. Like I told like 2 people.
Yeah.
So like the followers I have on there like weren't from previous stuff. and like I would post like snippets of things that I'm working on. Most of them wouldn't really get any traction, and then I'd have the occasional one that just got like a fuckload of views, a fuckload of comments, like, and I'm just like, yo, why doesn't this happen every time? Like, I'm using the same tags, I'm posting at the same time.
Well,
but it's a weird algorithm with TikTok, and I think that's kind of what's cool about it.
Dude, TikTok's crazy. Like I literally have one video on my TikTok. I'm literally messing with TikTok right now because I just don't know how the world works. I have one video on my TikTok. I never like pushed it. I just wanted to see like what's the TikTok hype about, you know, like right. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put one video. It got like 114 likes like right away, and I'm like,
yeah,
what happens? Like, how does this work? Like,
they just recommend weird things, man. Yeah. Like I really don't know how the algorithm works with them, but like anybody on TikTok can blow up. Like,
dude, it's crazy. It's literally like I put a video of me drinking a bottle of water. Like literally, this is the video, and then like right away, like it gets a ton of views and like 114 likes, and I'm like, how does the world work with TikTok? Like I don't get it, but it's the new hype for sure.
It really is, dude. Like,
internet shadows right though. YouTube is a 24/7 open mic night. Especially like reaction channels have become like the new hype and everything. And so like if you're making music like you know, like you don't know who's gonna check it out, throw it up, open you up to a new audience, like get that new taste. Like if No Left Shack tomorrow hit up one of your songs, like you would see a bunch of like just in there. And it's like these communities just literally are so off the rails and just blowing up. Did Tom from MySpace develop TikTok? I don't know. Tom was not my friend on MySpace though.
Damn, you didn't have Tom added?
I deleted him.
Cool, man. Oh, that's harsh.
I didn't appreciate that he forced me to be his friend.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like it wouldn't fly nowadays.
I'm trying to think, man. We got off on such a good conversation though about the networking and everything. I'm sure that like I know that those conversations probably bore the piss out of like everybody that listens to them.
I love them, man. Like, because it really is something that you do have to like. It's a huge proponent. Like, you can be the most talented motherfucker in the world. Like, you could be Eminem before Eminem was discovered, like coming up with the craziest shit, spitting your heart out, man. If you don't network with anyone, if you don't push your music, if you don't,
it's like the real AK. You remember when he put out that Panda remix or whatever that blew everybody's mind? And it's like nobody would have ever found that guy. And then just all of a sudden, like it just happened.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Or is TikTok the new Vine? Maybe. I don't know. I never got into Vine, so I'm really bad about that.
It definitely seems like TikTok is basically Vine. I didn't really use Vine either. I did, however, watch Vine compilations on YouTube. That was my Vine, like, because there was funny shit on there for sure, man.
I still do, man. Some of those cat videos, like, come on now.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, there's Vines that you cannot knock, but like, I never used the app. Like, I literally don't even think I ever downloaded it.
Yeah. Good evening, Alpha, and my son Nampson.
Yo, what's good, Erlen?
Yo, I always, like, you and Hatter always call this person Erland, and I remember, like, because the name used to actually be Erland, right? And so I've always seen Wonderland, and I get confused every single time you guys say Erland.
Well, I literally thought it was Durland at first. And like when Hatter kept calling him Erland, I was like, does he not know there's a D in front of there? But then like I heard other people doing it. I was like, okay, I'm the one that's kind of dumb here.
You're sitting there like, you dumb motherfucker. There's a 1 there. There's a D. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. So usually this is the part where I say if anybody wants to ask any questions, jump on in. I think everybody's left us to go to church and stuff or something like this. This chat, maybe we scared everybody away talking about college.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I'll drop a link if you guys want to jump in, ask some questions. You can jump in. We'll keep the conversation going until we see somebody, if we see somebody. But yeah, I definitely something to be said though about. I'm trying to think what we were talking about before we started talking, because I really jumped into. Oh no! I was about to, like, way back. I was going to tell you my ranking of the Star Wars movies to kind of line out the
let me hear that.
because it's funny, you and I go in different directions. Like, I definitely I love all six, like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy not so much, but definitely Return of the Jedi like has always been like my favorite Star Wars movie for some reason. So,
and like, I don't dislike that movie by any means. Like, I give that movie a solid like 95% out of 100. Like, it is a banger movie. It's just like the other ones for me, and I part of it's to do with when you watch them, who you watch them with as well. You know, what kind of memories you associate with them. And it's like, I remember seeing all of the prequels in the theater with my dad, and like that was dope. Like that was when I first really got into Star Wars. And then like I remember, because I actually hadn't seen the originals before I saw the prequels. Yeah, I was younger, man. Let me get into this. And then episode 3 came out, and then like at the very end of the movie they had the foreshadowing of Darth Vader leading into, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I wonder when I'm gonna get to see when that happened. I was, this little kid, and my dad's like, "Oh, buddy, those are already out," and I'm like, "That's what we're doing tonight, right?" And like, oh man, it was so great, dude. Like, and so I think that's kind of why like my ranking gets affected in the way that it does, is because of like how I was introduced to the movies. But I mean, rewatching them all for like episode 4, just, I don't know, there's so many things about that just introduce you to the world of Star Wars, because it was the first Star Wars, and like seeing all those things and how they fit together, it's like, oh man, I just love it. I really do.
Well, and that's the thing to me, like 4 is fantastic, because I can't imagine, because I grew up, through the 90s watching like the original trilogy over and over. Like, we had the box set, like the remastered whatever, and like watching that original trilogy over and over and over really like broke me into Star Wars before the prequels even thought about coming out. Well, my wife had never watched a Star Wars movie until we were married. And this was when the sequels were about to come out. We watched them episode 1 through 6. And like, to her, she's like, "Oh, well, the first one is my favorite. Like, Jar Jar is great and like all this stuff." And I'm like, I fucking hate him. Like,
it really has to do with the order you watch it in. Because like when I watched it, I love Jar Jar. I was a little kid when I watched it, obviously. So that character is definitely geared towards kids. Like, but yeah, like, no, I love them. And like, it's the same way with my fiance. Like, she hadn't seen it, but I showed her in 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and she didn't like Jar Jar as much. So it definitely does have to do with how you watch it, I feel like.
Sierra, we finally got to the Ewoks, and she's like, "This is the greatest thing ever. Like, I just want to be stuck here with the Ewoks. Like, this is where I want to watch," and still wants to like go back and just watch the Ewok parts. And I'm like, to me, it's definitely, though, it's 6 and then 3, because Revenge of the Sith, I don't care what anybody says, Revenge of the Sith is a fantastic movie.
It is phenomenal, dude. Like, it really is.
And then 4 would be after that, and then probably 5, just because I don't want to let go of the nostalgia of the original trilogy. And then probably 2 and 1. But that said, like, besides 6, which is way ahead in my mind, and 1, which is way behind in my mind, like the middle 4 are just so closely together. Like, it doesn't even matter, No,
I get that for sure.
Jason gets it. Like, Jason gets it.
Yeah. And Jason, see, like, if it wasn't for the nostalgia, like, again, if they had all been released like chronologically, 3 would probably be my favorite. Like,
same. Let's see. My question for Nampson is, what would you classify your new album? For example, vibe songs with a message, old school?
So there's really no classification for this album because it's a little bit of everything. Like I have some really interesting ideas. Like going through the songs that I'm looking at right now, like the first song that I have here is kind of like almost like an alt rock but mixed with rap. Then the next one, the title track, is kind of like an old school like Beastie Boys kind of sound. So it's kind of like got that alt rock alt rock kind of sound to it. Then I have some newer stuff that's kind of like bass heavy 808 kicking. I have a couple songs that are like vibey songs, like boom bap kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
I have one song that's probably my favorite song I've ever done, just because it is such a powerful message song. And there you go, I got a message song, and it's called "The View from Halfway Down," and that song is like so intense. Like I can't wait to put that one out. But yeah, so I got a little bit of everything, man. Like it's not really, I wasn't really trying to put a label on it. I was just trying to make music, have fun making music, and put something together. And that's kind of, yeah. So there's gonna be songs you won't like because maybe you don't like a style. 'Cause there's one song that I have that's like infused with dubstep, like it's got a drop in it. Like
that'll be my favorite.
Yeah, so there's definitely some weird stuff that I did on this album, but
I get so mad when people knock on dubstep. Like, I don't get mad. Let me rephrase. Like, you're entitled to your own taste, but like blindly knocking on dubstep is something I just can't understand, because dubstep has so many technicalities and everything. Like, you can't make it. Everybody who says like you just need a computer and that's
there's
it.
So much more that comes into it. Like I made dubstep back in like 2010, 2011, like FL Studio, like learning all that shit. And I remember doing that and I loved it, man. But like looking back on it, like I was nowhere near the level of complexity that like what mainstream artists were doing. And it really is like, now that I know more about music, it is crazy like seeing how much goes into EDM, electronic, and dubstep in general.
Well, that's what always makes me laugh, because like you see these people and it's like, well, this person has all these instruments. You just have your computer. It's like, nah, man, you don't actually understand what is happening inside this music at all. Like, Lord Crenny and said, Nampson.
What's up, Lord Crenny? How you doing, brother, man?
Yeah, shout out to Crenny too. That new album came out yesterday. If you guys haven't caught that,
I haven't had the chance to peek it yet. It's on my list of things.
Yeah,
but there's a couple songs I've been meaning to catch up on first. I like Star Wars 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3 for the story, 4, 5, 6 because of everything involving it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and Disney definitely ruined 8, 9, or 7, 8, and 9. I think your numbers got off Internet Shadow.
Yeah, a little bit.
Doing great. Like diversity in music, absolutely. I do too. I like hearing different things. I like somebody showing a little bit of diversity. I mean, that's what's kind of exciting. You know, you were talking about bringing all the different styles. I can't really picture you doing boom bap though. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Like, dude, I love boom bap songs. Like that's some of my favorite shit to rap over, actually.
I mean, I guess, like I said, because I've started in this other direction. I was talking about like kind of listening to you writing on
stuff.
Huh?
Is it because of the more aggressive stuff that you've heard right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's because you've been writing in the dips more, and like, you know, boom bap. Like typically, I don't know if you're still writing in the dips on boom bap beats, but like, I'm thinking like with boom bap, like you want to be on that pop. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. And see, like that's the thing. I do write accordingly for different things. Like the boom bap songs that I have on the album here. I'm trying to look. Let me see here. I have that's a boom bap song. That one is and then those two are. So yeah, I got 5 boom bap songs actually on the album. Yeah, so yeah, no, I love rapping over boom bap beats, man. So, but some of them I do still write in the pockets. It depends on how the beat is.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. I think you'll like it.
Crenny says I'm eating my bucket of chicken. Right on. What kind of chicken?
You get it from? Yeah.
I mean, chicken changes drastically depending on where it comes from. So,
Yeah.
Oh God, what do you want?
Oh, wait, I'm live. Oh,
Oh,
I thought it was only like a backstage only type of shit because this is about Nampson himself. But
no, he said he was gonna pull people in here.
I was pulling people in.
yeah. You see, I wasn't watching the whole thing, so I don't know what you guys talking about.
Damn.
Outed
yourself, bro.
Look at that.
Big viewer right there.
Wait, what's going on?
No, you're good. I'm just fucking with you, dude.
I thought you were gonna have that bird on your shoulder.
No, Nampson, you were lagging, so I didn't know what you said.
Oh, I just called you a fake viewer. I was like, you added yourself, man.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking around.
You have Crenny in here talking some bullshit though. He's saying his chicken's from KFC, which is all right. Like it's all right from KFC, but
it's okay if you need a quick grab of chicken.
Disappointed that you like Popeyes over KFC. I'm also disappointed that you like Popeyes. I think Popeyes is probably at the bottom of the fast food chicken chains to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Popeyes isn't even in France, so I don't even know. Bro.
It's just greasy, man. It really is like junky tasting. Like
I think probably, if I'm being honest, like just talking about the chicken, I think because I mean I don't put. Now, before I say this, I don't put Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, or Zaxby's in the same category as like fast food, like chicken places. Right. But I would say like Lee's is king. Lee's is at the top, period. After that's probably to me Bojangles.
Bojangles is lit. I haven't had Lee's, but Bojangles is fucking good chicken. Like
yeah, like you can't knock some Bojangles. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, probably Maryland fried chicken. He gets it, man. Like
Maryland fried chicken. What?
Dude, we are known for chicken and waffles here, man. Like we got a lot of soul food in the area, Baltimore and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
yeah, a lot of soul food, man.
Y'all rocking chicken and waffles up there. I like chicken and waffles a lot. So,
you ever been to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles out in Anaheim?
No. I don't know if you were asking me. I haven't spent that much time in Baltimore or in Maryland though. So
Anaheim's in California.
Wow.
If you're ever out in California and you're in like the Southern California area, hit up a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. You will never have better chicken and waffles. Like
for some reason, like when you said Anaheim, I just heard Annapolis, and it's really weird because like I repeated it. So I don't know how that happened, but I was definitely in my mind. We were talking about Annapolis. Sorry, I keep getting choked. We're on this post sickness train right now, trying to clear everything out. If you notice, I keep muting. If you have Jollibee fast food chain, try it. Chicken Joy. I've never heard of Jollibee. Raising Cane's is the best chicken. Raising Cane's is like if you include Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A in there, then like Cane's and Chick-fil-A just kind of take over the top spot.
Yeah.
Zaxby's would probably honestly be below Lee's for me, but above Bojangles.
Zaxby's is good. I like Zaxby's a lot.
You say you don't want to go to that state, California. Yo, Nampson's trying to get back to Cali.
I do like it over there, yeah. What's wrong with it, man? Here, watch, ready? 3 arguments can be made about California. Oh, the people there all suck. Oh, half the state's on fire. Oh, the earthquake. That's it. That's all you can say. That's literally it. Earthquakes, fires, and shitty people.
The people do suck for the most part.
But if you go to the beach towns, man, like everybody leaves you alone. They do their own thing, and there's dispensaries everywhere. Like I'm in heaven there. That's all I'm saying. Too many yeah, see, like exactly. No, I agree. There's way too many libtards over there for sure.
People suck.
Yeah, but I mean, if you keep to yourself, do your own thing, like it's not that bad.
Nampson's like, I ain't gonna worry about that. I'm not talking to anybody anyway.
I don't fuck with nobody, man. I basically just stay inside, play with my dog, and hang with my fiance. That's it.
Yeah.
Chill at the crib, man.
Jason's saying, you ever in Cali, Ty? Better hit a brother. Oh, I definitely will. Let's see. Crenny, here's Crenny. Popeyes isn't the low. Popeyes is the low, man. Like they got some good
I've had
spots.
worse.
They've got some decent. Well, there's definitely words, but I'm talking like major fast food chicken chains. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
Come on now.
that's
Like
true.
it's down there out of those. Southern South Georgia. Yeah. I mean the people in California are not going to be compatible with you. But oh god.
I forgot I put that
Look at
fucking
this
profile
thing.
picture to them, bro.
Look at this thing. I gotta sit here staring at this. Like,
I just realized what it was.
I forgot I even said it at that on my fucking phone, bro. You know, I'm always on my computer and shit like that, but this time I decided to be on my phone, and the number one thing I see is fucking Jimmy.
what CD or tape that you owned hip hop genre? Beastie Boys license still. I think you're asking what his favorite CD or tape is.
Believe it or not, actually the same. The first hip hop album I ever owned was Licensed to Ill, and that's what got me into rap. Like, was the Beastie
yeah?
Boys. I love the Beastie Boys, man. Like Beastie Boys, fucking OG, fucking throwback shit, man. You gotta fight for your right to party, dude. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta fight for the right
to party.
Look at him jamming.
Yeah, dude.
I'm with it. I mean, you can't really think of that CD and not start jamming. I don't think.
Literally, man. Like, it's just such a bop.
Yeah, it is. It is. Beastie Boys are so underrated. I feel like in the legacy,
they were ahead of their time. Like, they should have been up there with like the names that come to head. Like, as soon as you think hip hop OGs. Like,
yeah. I think really too. I think they started getting this surge back when Eminem remixed them. Like,
yeah,
I think that was when they really started to get a lot of attention again lately, because like M puts what was the song now that he came out with? Shoot, it was off of the MMLP.
I thought you were talking about the Kamikaze one.
I
know which one you're talking
back
about.
to straight hip hop and start it from scratch.
Berserk,
yeah. And so like he brings them back, and like I'm glad he did, because like I'm glad everybody's talking about the Beastie Boys again. But then like at the same time, you know, I was excited on Rock Band when the Beastie Boys got thrown in, because then that gave us an excuse to like karaoke some Beastie Boys in the living room with my friends.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, oh man, like getting the boys together and doing a Beastie Boys song. Like, if you got everyone assigned to an apartment, oh,
yep. Let's see. Mama's house after church chicken is the best chicken. I mean, my mama don't really make a ton of chicken after church, but I assume that we're talking about homemade chicken. I can always get behind that.
Yeah.
1986 was lit. Okay. Amen, Nampson. At third base. I don't know what you mean by third base. Berserk. Yeah, that's the song. Here in Maryland, nobody eats KFC because we know it's genetically modified meat. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, no hate. Like, I agree. KFC's meat is probably the most disgusting out of the chicken. When you really think about it, because like, I mean, even the skin is just like all so slimy and like just like, hey,
something's wrong, but it tastes good.
But listen, like KFC got the straight up what's the famous
bowl that's filled with everything?
Yeah, the famous bowls. Like, come on now, tell me you ain't like craved a famous bowl ever. And I'm gonna tell you.
Have you ever heard of Patton Oswalt's skit on the famous bowls?
No.
I'm gonna send that to you. You have to watch that. That is the funniest shit you will ever hear, man.
All right. Pop goes the weasel, third base. I still don't get that reference. I'm about to Google this now.
Okay, here we go.
Pop Goes the Weasel is a song by Third Base. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. I don't know that song. Oh, okay. So let's see. So Pop Goes the Weasel is the best-selling single from hip-hop trio Third Base. It appears on their second album, Derelicts of a Dialect, from '91. I missed that one. Like you missed me with that one completely.
I put it in the private chat. It's a 2-part. There's the one and then the second part.
I got it. Why is part 2 so much longer than part 1?
Because part 1 blew up for him, and he was like, "Oh,
now what's
part 2?
What's this about? This is about Famous Bowls.
Yes.
Are we playing this here?
I'm down if you want, man. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm down to play it. Funny about Famous Bowls? Come on now. Let's go.
Oh, I'm so hungry right now. What's good to eat at the Kentucky Fried Chicken? What's good to have here?
It'd probably be a good idea if I made sure that there's not like a copyright claim on this. There's not. Okay. I know that these comedy dudes like to clap streams.
Yeah, they do.
So, what do you have on your menu that's really good? Oh, our mashed potatoes are great. Those are really good. People love the mashed potatoes. Our corn is really sweet and crunchy. People love the corn. Oh, we have these new breaded chicken strips. They're really tasty. And if you get the mashed potatoes, you've got to get the gravy, because the gravy is fucking awesome. And also, okay, you know what? I'm talking. Can you take all those food items and pile them in a bowl for me? And I'll just eat them like a death row prisoner on suicide watch. Anyway, I can fucking.
You know what the funnier thing is? If you go to KFC and ask them to do so, they will actually put like the Nashville hot sauce and stuff in your Famous Bowl for you. And so like it just adds to what he's saying right here.
Have those. Yes, we can pile that in a bowl, but we can also arrange it on a plate like you're an adult with self-respect and dignity. There's no need to put that in a single bowl. Fuck that. I'm done. I don't give a shit anymore. Just pile my food in a brown mound in a bowl. And is there a way that the bowl can play Pink Floyd's Great Gig in the Sky while I eat it alone?
Oh my god.
I knew it. I got a clap warning.
Oh, really?
All right, so I have to watch this by myself later.
My bad.
No, I figured like it would be on something. That's why I was watching it, because I know how, like I said, I know like those comedy dudes.
They hunt for that money, bro. They're ready for it.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Like, let people laugh for a minute.
Yeah, man. Let people enjoy your stuff. Like, that's one thing that I preach about as an artist. If I ever get signed by any major label, I'm gonna make sure it's in my contract. You let people play my fucking music, or I will cut a motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like why, like, you don't lose your intellectual property because somebody plays your stuff. Like, why? How do people not understand that? You know?
Exactly, dude. It's so ridiculous. Because you're missing out too on people that are gonna, hear your shit and be like, "Oh, I like this. Let me go." Like, and that's what's losing you more money in the long run. I personally think is if.
Perfect example. Like, I've never heard that before. Like, I'm gonna watch it later, because like it was funny, but like, perfect example. I've never heard that before. We could have played it right here and opened it up, but it's like now we're just shutting that door. Like, I'll watch it by myself later. I wish it wasn't the truth, but it is. If you live in Kentucky, I understand it's your hometown fast food restaurant. No. Listen, Lee's is our hometown chicken restaurant. So a lot of people don't know the backstory on Lee's, but talking about Lee's, like, Lee's is regionally like around Kentucky. It's a chicken chain, but it was actually Colonel Sanders' nephew who started it. So that is our hometown fast food restaurant. What's up, Jason?
What's going on, man? I seen that Loopy and Jimmy done ran up on you, so I thought I'd come in and play interference.
Come in and separate us.
Yep.
So Nampson, what's your favorite?
Too heated.
What's your favorite Zelda game out of the franchise? That's where I was going to go earlier too.
Honestly, don't hate me for this because I'm not.
There's a right answer. You know what the right answer is.
I do. I know what you want the right answer to be, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Breath of the Wild blew me the fuck away. But if I had to go for the right answer, I'd say either Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time.
It's Ocarina of Time, hands down.
That's the one that I've played the most, I'd probably say. So I put the most time into. But I really did like Majora's Mask a lot. But fucking Breath of the Wild, man, was so innovative for Legend of Zelda and the things that you could do and like genuinely feel like you were immersed into the Legend of Zelda world, man. Like, forget about it, man. That game takes the cake.
I'm gonna out myself and say I bought Breath of the Wild and I have never turned it on.
Do it tonight, man. Give it the time of the day. It is worth it. You may change your mind, bro. It is a phenomenal game.
I've seen all the reviews. Like, part of me was afraid because I saw all the reviews and it was like, this is as good as the Ocarina of Time. And I'm like, I don't want this to be as good as the Ocarina of Time. Like, I don't need that kind of energy in my life.
Dude, man, I really do. But see, like, that's the thing. It is a different energy in terms of the game, like how it's played, the way you enjoy it. Like, it is really a game you can take at your own pace, similar to like Assassin's Creed, and just kind of like do it as you want to do it. Like, it doesn't feel like a traditional Zelda game where you have the story, boom, 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 you're immersed into it, and then it's done. It's like you really do have a lot that you can explore and like just get lost into.
Right. Yeah, I think I played some of the previews, like when they had it like at the store on the little test system or whatever, and like it felt really nice. I liked like the freedom. I like the fact that you can go everywhere. I also played one of the dungeons. When my buddy bought it, he had his Switch with him, and he was like, "Here, check this out!" Like where you're actually having to like turn.
Yeah, the tablet, like to make the ball and shit. Yeah. It's really innovative for sure.
Yeah, and I do like that kind of life being breathed into it, but it's like forever in my heart. Ocarina of Time will always hold like that perfect place, because like I love all the Zelda games. I love the Zelda world, like I love. But it's like Ganondorf was my favorite version of Ganon. Like everything about the Ocarina of Time needs to be my favorite game. And so like Breath of the Wild comes in and I'm almost afraid of something challenging that. You know what I mean?
I get that. I totally do. Like it is something that's like if a better Ratchet and Clank game were to come out and then up your arsenal, my world would be shattered. That game is like literally my favorite game of all time. Like next to Skyrim, like they're neck and neck. But that being said, like I totally get that, but it's worth it, man. It really is.
I still think Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. Chrono Cross is not far behind, and then Ocarina of Time is up there. But let's see. You're wrong. Said the first one on Nintendo. I mean, props to nostalgia, but I do think a lot of times when people say those answers, I think a lot of times nostalgia is what really drives it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think a Link to the Past, I think, is a better game.
That game is dope for sure.
Yeah. As far as like the retro Zeldas go, I think A Link to the Past probably has to be the best Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then like that same feel, like Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, those get slept on too because they were on Game Boy. But I mean that feel
was
like
the first Zelda game I played was Oracle of Ages, I think.
Yeah, those games were fantastic. Like they really were, and they brought like that old school Nintendo feel to like the Game Boy Color and everything.
Exactly, dude.
Jam wants to know how often you experience creative block.
Too often. And it's always right after when I need it to happen the least. So right after the international cipher, when I had like a bunch of buzz going, like I was
Yeah.
talking to people daily, like I couldn't write anything like at all. Like I was trying to sit down and write my album and I just could not. And it held up until about like a week ago, actually. I just couldn't write anything. And like it happens to me all the time. And then like the thing that I've realized in terms of like what to do about it is you can't do anything. You just have to ride it out. You can't force it, because if you force it, you're gonna end up with some garbage. Like I know people say like, oh, just write through it, you'll get it. Nah, just wait it out. Like collect yourself. Like it is better just waiting it, man. Like because then you end up with something that ends up being like significantly better. Like for Lord Crenny, for instance, like he hit me up. He's like, yo, dude, hop on the song. Let's hop on the cipher. And I'm like, yeah, dude, bet. Like I'm down. And like I was. And I took on the cipher. I nailed the cipher. I got that down and out, and I was happy with that. But then I went to do the song. I couldn't like think of anything, man. Like nothing was coming to my head. And then like time constraints kind of came down. Like I had to turn it down. I had to be like, look, dude, like I don't want to hold your song back. Like I'm sorry, I just can't write to it right now. And he's like, yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
But it happens. It really does.
Okay. So no collab in sight from Crenny and Nampson then. So that was gonna be.
Oh, there's one in sight for sure. I mean, in foresight, it's coming. It'll happen.
Okay. Let the ideas flow naturally. Yep.
Exactly.
I don't understand people who say like they never get writer's block or anything like that. Like, because even like outside of music and stuff, like I do a lot of freelance writing. Like I used to write for GameSpot and The Gamer and stuff. And like, I would take like a month or two off of just like not write anything, because like I'd be trying to force something. I would be trying to force something about a game that I knew, like even forcing something about like Final Fantasy Tactics or something at one point. And then I'm like, I can't do this right now. Like,
yeah. Exactly, dude. And it's like when you're in that creative block, like the worst thing you can do is force it, because it's like then you're coming off disingenuous. You're creating something that you don't like, so it ends up being something that was pushed. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It's like you second guess yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that dumpster fire song that you sent to Hatter.
Yeah, I mean that song was like bad though. It had good wordplay in it, but like the delivery was off. The flow sounded kind of janky. Like I don't know. I
think in order for you to come up with your best stuff, you have to be inspired to do your best work.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
It's just not a throwaway, in my opinion.
What's not? Are you talking about? What are you talking about? This dumpster fire song?
Yeah, the one that you sent to Hatter. Yeah.
Oh, Loopy's feeling it.
Yeah. Dude can fucking spit.
Oh man, thanks, man.
Let's see, JM says, been an art block for years. Any advice how to get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think for me, the thing that helps me get back on track is like kind of falling back in love with music itself. You know, I think about what got me into music in the first place. Lucy, can you calm yourself, please? Lucy.
That's just like me with Jimmy.
But yeah, no. So like for me, when I kind of leave music alone, and I don't try to do any recording, I don't try to do any writing, and then finally when I'm kind of like listening to a song or something, like I'll start really bobbing into it, and then I'm like, I might be able to do something now. So then I'll pull up just a random beat and just kind of like have fun with it. And for me, like that's what it is just having fun with it. If I can go back and start to have fun with it again, I'm cruising. I'm just steady writing away, having a good time then. But the minute I stop having fun or I feel like I'm forcing it, I can't do it. And getting back into it, you just gotta find the fun again, you know?
And I think that's why a lot of artists, they choose to stay independent, because then they have that luxury of time. Like they can take their time with each project.
you've got that double kick too. Like you've got to not only get in the mood to write it, not only get in the mood to record it, but like to me, I can't mix something if I'm not in the mood for it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't even want to sit down because it's like people don't see like the production side really. Like we talk about music and like a lot of people have this idea that it goes in, you record, and then a song is ready to be, you know, like to me,
there's so much more.
Yeah. And it's such a painful process, like trying to mix something. Like if you're not feeling listening to it, especially like if you're mixing the right way, you got to be listening through your headphones. You got to be listening through your speakers. You got to be listening through like a big speaker. You got to be going out
it through like 5 different things before. I have a little like wireless speaker. I have AirPods. I have these headphones. I have my computer speaker, and then I have my car. And I play it in all of those before I'm like, all right, mix is done.
Yeah. Well, that was something like, you know, I've had people listen to stuff before that I've mixed, and it's like, you know, I hit like a point in the mix where I was like, okay, we're good. And I put the mix out, and then they're listening to it, and they're like, man, it just sounds flat. Like it sounds like the vocals are sitting on top of everything. And I'm like, did I give this like the full treat? No. And then you think back and you're like, nah, man, I cut out a couple of those things. Like, but that's the thing. Like, if you're not feeling like listening to it 5 different ways, if you're not feeling, and sometimes you get so caught up if you do like it, you know, I always mix by feel anyway, because I'm a firm believer there's not like a set process. Like there's not one, like even it, like say I'm mixing one of Jason's songs or something, or I'm mixing one of my songs, just because I've done one of Jason's songs before, just because I've done one of my songs before, like there's not like a set formula that comes into the next one automatically.
Exactly. Yeah. There's things I start with every time, like compression, you know, equalizers and everything.
Yeah.
But to me, like every song sounds different and every inflection's different. And to be able to convey the message you're trying to convey in the song, and that's almost what makes song creating in general kind of like the hardest for me, is like, because what you're saying, if you're not feeling it, it's like another thing that comes into it is the anxiety of everything kind of rests on the mix, because you can be not the best rapper, but if you have a dope mix, dude, that song can slap. Or it can go the other way. If you can be an insane rapper, but if you have a shitty mix, it's like no one's gonna want to listen to it. If you're mixing your own shit when you're recording it as well, it's like you get that anxiety that all the pressure's on your shoulders. You don't have anyone to blame it on. If it sucks, it's your own fault. Like, so I think that's definitely you're also too, unless you seek it out, you're cutting out like a second, third opinion, which is, you know, that's one of the big things to me that I know a lot of people I've worked with in the past, like they'll record something, they'll be like, does this even sound good? Should we go back and like redo this piece or that piece? Like, what do you think about this line right here? Like, how does that fit in? And like, that's one of those things when you're mixing your own stuff, you don't have somebody to bounce those ideas off of unless you're asking somebody else to just listen to it first. And then you're killing time too. Because that's literally what I do. Like, I'll render out half of a song and I'll be like, yo, what do you think of this effect in here? Like, do you like how it comes in, or do you think? And like, I have people that give me honest feedback and they'll let me know, but like, shit, like sometimes it literally takes like, you know, a couple days to get that info. I mean, most of them are pretty good about like within the hour, but like not everybody can, you know? Yeah. I feel that. I love like I love the working, because I do feel like one of the things is like that relationship, especially when you're holding someone's music, when you're mixing someone's music, like that relationship, like how it goes, if it's done right, like that's such an intimate feeling anyway, because you guys are really making art together. Like there's so much in frequencies and everything that is like a paintbrush, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, like literally bringing everything to a piece, because if you're not careful too, it ends up too flat, you end up not deep enough, like just and it's so many times too, like I'll be deep in a mix and I'll fuck something up because of something like I've tweaked here that had an impact over here. You know? Like I've done that way too many times. Like I'll play something all the way through and like it sounds good, and then I'll go to do something on the start of the song and I'm messing with it. I find a really cool effect that I like and I'm like really liking it, and then I play the song all the way through and then something way down here is fucked up and I'm like, what happened? Like, and you know, you got to go back and fix it. It sucks, dude. It really does.
Yeah, I ended up actually the first time I think that first like that on the alert track that I went back and remixed for Jason, like I got to the end of it and I was like pissed off about something that I'd done at the end that I'd like tweaked from the beginning or something. So I ended up just like chopping like every line apart. Like I spent like 3 days just chopping everything. I'm I'm going back and just, well, not literally every line in the song, but you know, like I was chopping like so many pieces up, like just trying to get like the sound I wanted here versus the sound I wanted here. But yeah. I don't think Jason knew that. That was why I brought it up. And now Jason is eerily silent.
Oh, no, I'm actually uploading a video.
Oh, well, fine.
Yeah.
Be that way.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that my song was a huge pain in the ass for you. After you volunteered to remix it for me.
Appreciate you. You know you're wrong. Let's see.
That's okay. I think Wolves was the better song anyway.
Wolves was the better song. There you go. He threw that try again sticker out there. What are you trying to say?
Who threw that out there?
You know you're wrong. Threw us a super sticker. I said I appreciate it. Nah, he throwing that retro 8-bit gaming sticker out there. Let's see, was there a time when you released a track, everything is done, and you suddenly thought of an idea that makes it perfect, and you wish you should have put it sooner?
Yeah. Actually, definitely. So I'm a very lazy person by nature. Which is I'm a very contradicted person. Like I'm super lazy, but I'm super motivated to do shit, which sucks because like my personality clashes with itself. Like half of me is like, yo, let's just hang out and chill today. And the other half of me is like, come on, let's get it, let's go. Yeah. But so that being said, yeah, there definitely is like I'll have a song fully like mastered and ready to go, and I'm like, yo, this is tight. And then I play it back, or like I play it back for my fiance, and I'm like, yo, what do you think of this? And like either she'll come up with an idea or I'll come up with an idea, and I'm just like, fuck, that would be good. But it's already rendered, so like, will it really make it that much better? And there's times where I'll be like, yeah, it will. So like I'll go back and do it then. But like I'd say probably like 75% of the time I'm like, nah.
Yep.
So yeah, it definitely happens.
You're wrong. If at first you don't succeed, yep, try and try again. What up, Jesus? How you doing?
What up, Jesus?
Showing our boy Nampson some love. Yeah, I saw all them sad little Instagram pictures you were making with the little FaceTime snippets and everything like that while your man's is down in Florida. Also, I saw, hey, for real, I saw you put that one video saying like when you ain't old enough to go out on a Saturday night, talking about how you turn your head back around. No, I keep readjusting. It wasn't because of that.
Yo, what's up, ACG? How you doing, buddy?
But yeah, I saw like that. I saw that video about the stuff y'all was making. I don't know what it was, but it looked good. Scopes says, "Hey, Nick."
Yeah, that's my boy ACG right there.
His boy Nampson. What up, ACG? How you doing? I don't know ACG.
Nah, he's from he's one of those long-term gaming YouTuber friends I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the OGs, the ride or dies.
Right on. Do you know Mises?
I don't know.
She's just sitting here making fun of me for turning my head back around. Mexican candy. I thought you were Vietnamese. Doing pretty good. Mises makes some dope music. If you've never checked out Mises, man, what's up?
Mises is fire.
Dude, I'm new. You gotta realize I'm still figuring things out, man. I got it. Don't worry.
Yo, hang on. I'll throw you a song. You want to check him out?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna introduce you to something. Let's see. What we check it out, Jason? What's a good song? Actually, you know what? Nah. Jesus. What's a good song to check out? This man's never heard Mises before. What's a good song to check out for the first time?
I just dropped him a follow on Spotify.
My son's friend is Mexican. Okay. See, now my temptation is to go for Black and White. I'll tell you guys, like, straight up, the first place. There it is. There it is.
There you go. Easy enough, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Black and White is fire.
Great minds think alike. All right, I'm gonna mute my microphone for this too. That way you guys don't get the feedback coming back.
Word to Big Bird.
I know he's not gonna copyright claim me, so I'm not worried about it getting shut down. I'm just gonna let it play through for you. Dance is dope.
Wanna make sure that they hear me loud and clear. If they ever wanna beef with me, not a racist, I hate equally. Get in my face in black or white, it doesn't matter, I'ma break your teeth. It's like Jordan broke the internet with not a racist. It's great, but truthfully, what I'm amazed with is the racist in response to it. Black people saying a white dude snapped, but a black dude didn't in response to it. Listen, I'ma make this black and white, get it black and white, skip it, let me get back to writing and back to writing. I don't mean writing songs, I mean writing wrongs. That's the type of shit I'm on till my life is gone. I'm a rapper and an activist. Fuck it, I'm a raptivist. Trying to change the world, not just getting y'all to clap the shit. I give a fuck how they react to this, cause that's been a deciding factor. If I did half of this shit, I haven't. Cause the truth is, I've been here for years, you just now see me. Proof big, you can all thank Nick, cause he now a genie. Cause I wish the motherfucker would and you did. I don't start shit, all I start is movements. Guess I gotta make this shit in black and white. I don't give a shit about who black or white. Racists trying to make it so we can unite. Keep talking fuck shit, motherfucker, we gon' have to fight like. Guess I gotta make this shit in black and white. I don't give a shit about who black or white. Racists trying to make it so we can unite. Keep talking fuck shit, motherfucker, we gon' have to fight like. Fuck all that race shit, fuck all that bait shit. I ain't with that fake shit. Come say this shit to my face, bitch. I ain't good with them keyboards, but I'm good with these, boy. Grew around them D-boys, I'm motherfucking OGs, boy. Broadnecks, Calhoun, Sterling G, AWOL, promise, you test, your ass will fall. Oh no, I ain't with that fuck shit. Want one thing, crown me, your boy's blessed. I don't mess around with that luck shit. This all God and that's on God. I'm on God like riches. I ain't even rich yet, motherfuckers want my riches. I hit bitches and potholes, been a long road around Satan. Then Nick fired off, I fired back somehow, that's clout chasing. Wow, I've been here for years, you just now see me. Proof big, you can all thank Nick, cause he now a genie. Cause I wish the motherfucker would and you did. I don't start shit, all I start is movements. Guess I gotta make this shit in black and white. I don't give a shit about who black or white. Racists trying to make it so we can unite. Keep talking fuck shit, motherfucker, we gon' have to fight like. Guess I gotta make this shit in black and white. I don't give a shit about who black or white. Racists trying to make it so we can unite. Keep talking fuck shit, motherfucker, we gon' have to fight like. Hip hop's my DNA, write a new song to a beat a day. Wrote this shit in my fucking head, drop it to the lab, boy, keep playing. Yeah, keep saying I ain't got bars when I top bars, I win #1. Yeah, keep saying it's dumbed down, ain't my fault, you're fucking dumb. But I'm fucking done holding back, I'm going back to the shit that I love to do. Fuck me then fuck you, that's what this shit come to. Got guns, I got guns too, there's no way to run to. And plus I don't run to the whole different breed, cause I live when I'm speaking. Even if it means that I could have been bleeding. Ain't leaving them seeing until I ain't breathing. So hate all you want, long as skin ain't the reason. Truth is, I've been here for years, you just now see me. Proof big, you can all thank Nick, cause he now a genie. Cause I wish the motherfucker would and you did. I don't start shit, all I start is movements. Guess I gotta make this shit in black and white. I don't give a black and white. I don't give a shit about who black or white. Racists trying to make it so we can unite. Keep talking fucks, you motherfucker. We gon' have to fight like.
I fucked heavily with that, man. I was bopping to that, dude. Like straight up, and it's so true, man. It really is. Like, I think you and I were talking about that a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, we were.
With the reverse racism or reverse segregating, and it's just modern day segregation, and it literally is, you know. And it's really sad, and I think the thing is, and this is something I firmly believe, is that the people who will not admit that reverse racism exists, that it is possible to be a two-way street, they will never be part of the solution to the problem. Plain and simple. You can,
that's facts.
BLM movement this, you know, we need to be equal this, but the minute you deny that it can go both ways, you'll never be part of the solution.
Exactly.
My man, like that song right there, that's like my hop song, like for real.
That was, bro, I was getting into that hook, man. Like I was there, like ready to start dropping those A's with it.
The A's beat you, like that's what you can't sleep on. Man. Hey,
I fuck with that though. I like it. I'm gonna peep some of his other stuff later tonight for sure.
100% Jesus. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna call you anything else. I mean, you know what it is at this point. But 100%, like, nah, man, Misa's been good to me. Like, I ain't even. That's my boy, man. Like, I'd go down batting for that dude 100% of the time for real. Like, hey, yeah, dude. I love that dude so much. I really do. Like, I mean, I plug his stuff everywhere. Like no disrespect or anything, like bringing anybody in while I'm interviewing with you, but like
no, I get it, dude. I got a couple people that like I'm ride or die with as well. It's the same thing I was saying. Like, you got some ride or die motherfuckers like ACG. He's ride or die, man. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, Misa's been my boy for a minute. It's just like everybody comes to the channel and like they're always like, where you get that hat at? I'm like, the man, like don't worry about it. I got it. Like, you are my boy too. You're my boy too. Yeah. I mean, you're my girl, but like not my girl like that. Like, you know, you my homie. How about that?
Is the homegirl.
Back to your interview. No, we still in it. Like we on the wind down at this point. We bullshitting and talking. Like
chilling, yeah.
Let's see here.
Having a good time now.
Let's see. Scopes asked a minute ago, how am I? I'm doing fantastic. Like, I've been sick, but I appreciate you asking. And I saw, you know, you're wrong a little while back talking about I love watching him break dance. Go Mises, go Mises. Yeah, man. Dude gets on like some straight up like white as hell dancing in that video. Like, let's be real.
Man, Ty, I thought that was your boy, man.
He is my boy. He is my boy, but you know I got to knock on him sometimes. Like, don't think I don't make them jokes when he's around too.
That's funny.
Let's see. Ooh, your DJ. What can you say about remix in the '90s, like Funky Mix, Wicked Mix, etc., versus today's remixes? I feel like people used to try harder on remixes. Like, today's remixes are literally, let me play like this piece of the song and then like play this thing with it and stuff. That's what I have issue about most DJ mixes. Like, legit, like most people who say that they're a DJ, they're not. They're just playing a song. And then they come in like me and Nampson were actually talking about this last night too. Like, a lot of what kills me as a DJ is I've spent a long time like actually perfecting like a craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when people book me, like I want them to book me because they know I'm actually damn doing something.
Right.
And so like my biggest problem with a lot of like how people remix things is because they're not doing anything. Like, you can listen to it, like the most effort people might give is to chop off like a part of the beat, flip it backward, and then put some new drums over it or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, that's not a remix, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like when you go down, because if you look at what a remix should be, like if I'm pulling out the turntables and everything, like you know, I should be like going in, I should be messing with the highs, I should be messing with the mids, I should be messing with the lows, I should be putting some new drums in, I should be putting like a flanger in here, like I should be putting in like some reverb down here, like I should be echoing out, you know, actually like twisting and scratching,
Changing
like
the mix,
DJs,
remixing it.
yeah, like
The
DJs,
literal definition, remix it.
exactly, and like nobody's doing that. Like they want to play a piece of a song and then like get a new beat going and like change the BPM or something, like speed it up a little bit and like put a new drum pattern over it, and now like it's remixed. No, it's not. You're just mashing two songs together, and that's cool. Like if you're gonna do a mashup, like there's a place for mashups. Like people want to hear that too.
Yeah.
But like, you know, be real about what you're doing. Like don't say you're doing a remix if you're not remixing anything. Like there's a lot of practice. Like DJing to me, like a turntable is no different than any other instrument. That's the way I've always looked at it, as, you know, like me coming to, I started DJing because it was too hard to keep like a full band and like everything else together, right? And like I needed to jump into like gigging and everything because I was used to it, and like that was what I was about. Like I am a performer, like I enjoy performing, you know what I mean? I enjoy talking. Like if you can't tell, like I love to damn talk, and I love to pick things apart and push it, you know? And so like I needed to be in that scene, but like I was in a band and it was too hard to keep like a 5-piece coming together, like actually trying to go out and do things and everything. And so it's like, you know, to me, I looked at a turntable plus like my sampler, plus my synthesizer, plus whatever's in my live set. I looked at that as like a new instrument that I could start messing with and everything. A lot of people don't look at it that way. They look at it as, you know what, I can make $100 an hour to play songs. Like, let's go. But really, like I've told people who wanted to book me before and then like giving me a full playlist, I'm like, you may as well just put this on your iPod and just play
Push
it.
Play, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do that,
good speaker or something.
yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, some people still want to book you like that, and that's fine. Like if you want to pay me to do that, I'm gonna tell you that you're out of your mind. If you want to pay me to do that, like pay me. Like I'll take your money, but like to me, that's not what actually DJing should be. But a lot of DJs think it is. That's just where I'm at. Sorry. A little tangent, but like,
no, I agree for sure.
It's too easy in my mind nowadays for people to just put DJ in front of their name and like get, because you can get booked. Like you say you're a DJ, somebody's going to pay you to do a wedding or something, like real talk. But too many people are just too cool with what the relaxed version of that means. JM, I'm glad you got to hear Mises for the first time. That's the homie. Check him out. Mises is definitely in my book. Like I love ACAL, but Mises is still a step up from ACAL to me. Not that I dislike either of them, but I mean just to me. Let's see. I'm gonna go to sleep. Y'all have a good night. Loopy, have a good night. I'm sure you're long gone. Wayne finally home. Hope that show went well, brother. Also, shameless plug, May 1st. DJ AlphaTyler live with Slow Kill to be streaming right here on youtube.com/AlphaTyler content. Make sure you guys check that out. This goes with the heart. Up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start. Division or infinite lives on Mario, Super Mario. Black, white, dim, rep, left, right keeps us divided for them wanting to keep power. Yeah, there's too many things in the world right now trying to divide us for real. Winamp mixers done by software, not an ear. I don't even know anything about like automatic remixes. Like that's just nonsense to me. Like you can't go in and remix something like we were talking about, like a real remix, like in the name. You can't remix something automatically. You know what I mean? To me, that just sounds like auto-tune that somebody set the tune on and walked away from.
Right, literally.
like I don't know, man. I'm with, but I am. I'm
to the term auto-tune.
What's that?
To bring the whole new meaning to the term auto-tune.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. which I use auto-tune freely. I've been told, like, some critics of my reactions have let me know that I use it too freely for future reference. If you ever hear me say auto-tune in a reaction, I'm probably not talking about the actual tool. I'm just using a general phrase that people actually understand.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, it's like these. I had somebody literally jump on one of my reactions in the comments. I think it was an artist I was checking out. I think he jumped in on the reaction to his song because at one point I said, like, this is a little bit too much auto-tune for my taste. Like, I was literally just saying it in passing, like it clearly was not auto-tuned.
Right.
And he was like, well, I don't use auto-tune. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You're using like 30 layers of vocals though right here. Like, people are gonna associate that with auto-tune, first of all. I'm like, second, like, I'm talking about filters, processing effects. Like, I'm not talking about auto-tune. Like, I'm making a reaction. Most people who are watching said reaction have never like been inside of a DAW to actually look at what we're talking about. So, like, come on now.
And you can hear when something too like has that over processed sound.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, really, once you over process something, whether you're using multiple vocal layers, whether you're using too much reverb, whether you're using too much EQ, whatever the case may be, like, it starts sounding like that same issue that comes out of just one vocal layer with the wrong key of auto-tune or something like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
But let's see. Man, the chat died again. Like, I'm good at killing chat tonight. I'm bad at this game.
I think everyone's just steady chilling, man. It's
one
of those days, bro. You know, it's an easy Sunday.
Everybody, that's true though. Like, I think I get too hyped up. Like, I start listening to music. Like, I listen to Black and White. Now I'm in fight mode and like I'm ready to go now. What's another good Nampson song we can put on?
All right, I got one for you. I'll have you pick actually. Either I'd say Ghosts in the Halls or Scarface. General consensus is that people really like Scarface, but Ghosts in the Halls is one of my favorites.
So tell me this. I'll let Jason pick. But tell me this about Ghosts in the Halls before he answers. With Ghosts in the Halls, I heard you talking about like the ghost stuff being done and all that. Like, did you used to do like some ghost hunting stuff? Like, was that one of your things?
No, I actually had a massive stream that had happened. So this was right when I got into, like, I was transitioning out of film and into full-time YouTube. And one of the buddies that I had worked with at an editing bay, he hit me up. He's like, dude, I'm going out of town. Can you watch my pets? You know, I'm going 2 hours north for this film shoot. And I'm like, yeah, dude, for sure. And he lives in this area called Los Feliz Boulevard, which is like a really paranormal area of LA. But like a nice area, like it's not a bad area. And I was like, yeah, man, for sure. Can I bring like my streaming stuff? Because like I stream every night at this time. Like, this is what I'm starting to do for a living. And he's like, yeah, man, that's fine. And I had set up in his apartment and like doors were slamming. The trash can lid was clanging up. Like stuff flew off the counter. Like, and so I got pretty well known because that video blew up. But the song Ghosts in the Halls has nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think?
I want to hear that one. I want to hear that Ghosts in the Halls. After hearing you guys talking about it, I got to hear that
again,
one.
this song has nothing to do with ghosts in the halls.
Like I said, I want to hear it so I can hear what it's all about.
This song is a song about when you lose essentially your motivation and you give up on your dreams, basically.
Okay. What up, Doc?
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing fantastic.
Doing well, man.
Doing good.
I'm looking forward to this. I honestly don't know you, Nampson, but I want to hear this. I heard the background, you know, all bad, you know, recording quality, blah blah blah. And then Ghost in the Hall is really not what the song is about. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your reaction.
Let's get this.
You must think first, right? Before you move.
This is a Nampson production.
I'm a ghost of a man with a plan who wanted to have a life, who wanted to have a wife, who wanted to do anything other than work a 9-to-5 job, who was willing to give it all, willing to give it up. I'm the only.
Hang on a second, my dude, you coming straight like you kind of coming on a little bit of a horrorcore vibe with this one, man.
It changes up, but a little bit, yeah.
A little dark wave.
Starting off on that darker horror type vibe, like I'm with that. I used to rock a lot of horrorcore pretty heavy, so.
Other than work a 9-to-5 job, who was willing to give it all, willing to give it up. I'm the only one that is like me. The ghost of your dreams, what I might be. When your dreams are dead and gone and you listen to this song, you know that I live on, and that is frightening. I'm the ghost in the halls, I'm the ghost when you fall. I'm the ghost of yourself, I'm the mirror on the wall. I'm the ghost of your time, I'm the dream you left behind. I'm the one that you ask when you're begging to rewind. I'm the reaper of your life, I'm the hand with the knife. I'm the voice in your mind when you're feeling dead inside. I'm the one who tells you just to end it. I'm the demon spirit acting friendly. Ghostly apparition when you steaming with ambition, when you know what you want and you get it done efficient. I'm the start of the vision, I'm the end of the mission. I'm the kill confirmed when you get him with precision. I am the good and the evil. I am the good.
Okay, so hang on, because I like the change up, I like the switch up. One thing I really love about Nampson, like he always edging those things in there, and I know he's a Call of Duty player, so when I hear kill confirmed, like I can't help but think like we're bringing some
trigger, man.
Yeah. Hey, but I like it because I mean the song is really going with like those echoes, like those issues, because we're talking about being the ghost
I do kill confirmed all the time for real.
Hey.
We're talking about having those echoes, though. That person who didn't want to work the 9-to-5, wanted to do something better, didn't want to just follow that regular grind. Like we're talking about those shades, like when you walk away from your dreams or something, just to settle for like that life that is expected of you is kind of what I'm hearing from that.
That's exactly it.
You know, honestly, it reminds me of that new Hobson song came out where he's like, you know, talking to himself.
Yeah.
But the darkness of like, you know, I'm the grieper in your life. I'm the man with the knife. And like, you're like, I'll come in. But it's like, you know, that fight you have in your head that he portrayed in that video. And that's that's what I'm seeing in my head is I'm kind of doing, you know, it's not Hobson
that's
in
the
room,
imagery
you in your room, you know,
too,
you're fighting with yourself.
It sounded like it was being told from the perspective of one of your demons, if not some of your demons.
Kind of. So that's essentially like the ghost it's from the ghost's perspective. Like I am the ghost of the things you gave up. Like I'm the ghost of what you wanted, like what never came, kind of thing.
From your bad choices and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
That's dope.
The kill confirmed when you get him with precision. I am the good and the evil. I am the God that you're begging to believe in. They say the devil's only real if you see him. I say, go on ahead and look at me then. I'm the ghost in the halls, I'm the ghost when you fall. I'm the ghost of yourself, I'm the mirror on the wall. I'm the ghost of your time, I'm the dream you left behind. I'm the one that you ask when you begging to rewind. I'm the reaper of your life, I'm the hand with the knife. I'm the voice in your mind when you're feeling dead inside. I'm the one who tells you just to end it. I'm the demon spirit acting friendly. I am the ghost of the dream that you gave up. I am the boss that you hate every day now. I am the one that you ask at the bottom of a flask with a gun in your hand for a way out. Wasting all your time and you're barely getting by. You can't help but wonder why, and you thinking you should die. If this was it and I end it, what could anyone have done to prevent it? A ghost like me is what you might be, regretting coulda, wouldas every day and nightly. So if you take it all back and you change your life path, then you can go to the front and you can guide me. I'm the ghost in the halls, I'm the ghost of it all. I'm the ghost of your dream, I'm the mirror on the wall. I'm the ghost of a memory, I know you resented me. Ghost of a could be, you know I'm the enemy.
Run and want to chase your dreams, but the minute you stop running, I'll be there, waiting for you.
I like that one.
I like that too. I love the cadence in that. That cadence, man, was just unbelievable.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. It sounded like it, you know, kind of like a perspective from somebody that has schizophrenia and talks to voices in their head.
Yeah.
You know, but you would be the voice that was in my head that I'd be talking to.
It's definitely kind of like an inner battle thing. When I wrote that song, I was in the midst of the worst job that I'd ever worked in my life. I was at my
So there's
9 to
depression.
5. What was that?
So there's depression.
Yeah, and it was literally, I mean, it was I'm the boss that you hate every day now.
Yeah.
I'm the one that you ask at the bottom of a flask with a gun in your hand for a way out. Like, like that was the whole
Bars, bro, bars.
Yeah.
I mean, I like your wordplay, and I could follow it. That was literally the first time I've ever heard it, and there was so much imagery in my head that I honestly I can't necessarily remember all the words that got me to the imagery, but the imagery is for real there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, man. That's dope.
I like that it shows a lot of that versatility too. I mean, talking about because that's one thing we were talking about earlier was kind of, you writing differently to the beat, differently to the style of song, the context and everything like that. And like I said, I mean, that one really to me kind of took me to that darker place, like not horrorcore, like quite to like the corpse style horrorcore,
Right.
like even though there were like a lot of shades in that and everything. It definitely really told that story. Like it was a more, I guess, updated feeling horrorcore vibe. And then when you go into the verse, that transition right there into that clean, just in your face, like attack and everything, like you could tell there was a lot of feeling behind it. We're talking about getting to that point, all them things that we're doing away with, getting to that attacking piece of, like almost like rising above, like that contrast just really sharp,
Right. Yeah, that was it's funny you say that because the Shure SM7B, for those of you who aren't musically technical, is a very naturally quiet mic. Most people will get what's called a cloud lifter to add decibels to this. And in that song that I recorded, I wanted to get into that place of like really like screaming my heart out about this, because like it was something that was so like punchy to me. Like, and so that part where it comes in, I'm the boss that you hate every day now, or I'm the ghost of the dream that you gave up, the boss that you hate every day now. That part right there, I was like peaking this mic.
Didn't it speed up for just a little like minute second and then drop back down in beats per minute? And when you started spitting in the end chorus,
stays the same at it. But I was peaking this mic, and I didn't even have a cloud lifter on it. That's how much I was like really like
trying to add a couple more decibels to it just to get that extra crispness.
I was really like, and I literally like, I ended up toning down the volume in the mix because it stopped the peak. But like,
yeah, you don't want to clip your vocals.
That's the kind of emotion sometimes you got to get into though in songs like that.
Yep.
And by the time I was done with the song, I could not talk at all. I was like, okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Shout out to Highly Combustible Reacts. He kept that muted because he's got one dropping today to you. You can unmute now if you haven't already, brother.
I think he's listening to Insomnia Dreams coming up.
He also said, when is Dumpster Fire coming out?
I don't know, man. That's probably not gonna happen. Y'all can't keep bullying me into putting out things that I don't want to put out. Fucking Hatter's like, hey man, drop the reply rap or I'm coming to kill you. And I'm like, whoa, man.
Hey, did any of y'all know Fiverr?
Yeah.
All right. So I just got that beat machine right there, like maybe a week ago, and I can get to about 4 to 8 bars in a sample, and then not be able to move into the next sections because I'm still learning a lot. So I go on to Fiverr and I give them like 8 bars, and I have somebody else expand on what I do and make a complete song out of it. That way they send me the stems back and I get the rights to it and stuff. Yeah. But no, I was asking Alpha if I could come up in here and play you a song, Nampson, or a beat, because you say that you like to give people, to get your honest response, and you say sometimes it doesn't come back to you for a week,
Yeah.
But I was wanting to know if I could play you a beat that it's only like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but it's going to be all instrumental, no vocals, but it's an acoustic violin, acoustic bass.
I'm a sucker for violins, man.
Well, I started playing violin in 4th grade, man, and obviously I'm a little bit old.
You don't look a day over 25, man.
Hey, I like that idea. I ain't been 25 in 20 years.
Right.
But no, but I mean, you see, when you're talking about like Beastie Boys and earlier in the conversation, you're like, you know, you got to fight for your right to party. And you see, I was always well, here's a little story you got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. It started way back in history with that Rock MC and Yo Beat, Mike D. I had a little horsey named Paul Revere. Me and my horsey and I mean, but I've been in 1987. I was 12 years old, bro. So you know, I was at the onslaught. You know, listening to Fat Boys and the Foursome D's, bringing them C's down to the knees, and party people in the house getting funky for me.
In 1987, I was just an integer, man. I was -9. I wasn't even a number.
Hey, but music brings people together, man. You know,
100%, dude. I love it. I really do. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you can break the barrier between age talking to people about music. Like, I've talked to people that are 14 years old that, you know, have a great understanding. They're like, dude, this is crazy with this, that, and the other. Then I've talked to people that are 50, 60 years old that
don't even understand.
Exactly.
Well, look at Loopy. Like, I mean, blew my mind the first time when I realized Loopy was 16. I'm like, God bless. Like,
yeah, he's on a good path for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I was just wanting to know if I could play a little, you know, sample of beat that I've only been making beats for a week now.
I'm excited to hear it, man.
You know, literally. But I mean, you can see my bass guitar right here, and like I said, I used to play cello back in the day.
You might only be making beats for a week, but you're playing real instruments, which means you have musical know-how, which already instantaneously...
it's only A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you got majors, minors, and then you run your chromatic scales or your pentatonic scales. Or
See, you know that, but most of the people making beats on YouTube do not know that, and that's my point.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let me go to that one. All right, this is from a cat on Fiverr. His name is Keith, Keif, and dude, he's from India.
I'm on board.
He's got skills. He took what we were talking about and just blew it out of the water. So I mean, at least to me. Tell me if it's too loud.
Nah, that's fine.
So I gotta say, I'm looking for like a little more hi-hat in there. Like when I'm hearing this beat, I'm feeling like a need for like a just a real rap.
A little heavy?
What was that?
You're saying the double hi-hat is heavy?
No, I'm saying I'm looking for more hi-hat. Like
okay.
In the beginning, I'm not really like hearing that, and I feel like that's what it's missing. And then I also feel like it could, like, if you could like throw in little record scratch sounds in there, like I feel like that.
I've got stuff that I've done. That one right there is based on an acoustic setup. If you're looking for something, I've got like 8 songs that I've done in a week.
I like that though. I
have the options too.
Here's got that nice like dip into it that I like writing into the dips, man.
Yeah.
All right. Here's I'll give you, that was like a minute and a half. I'll give you a minute and a half of dirty that I got.
All right.
I'm already liking this. Oh, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, where are these 808s? I know they're coming.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep playing it.
No, dude, it's good. I like that. That's some shit I could see like Joyner Lucas on. Like that's that really heavy, like punchy drill kind of sound. I like that a lot.
That one had a fuller sound to it for real.
Yeah.
Like the first one sounded good. It was just like that slow build and everything, and it kind of there were pieces that could have been filled in. That one right there, like when it built, like when it went off, like at that last drop right there, like it was, yeah.
Like I said, when I get my samples together, I've only got like 4 complete measures, and then I don't know how to go through this device to that thing to be able to go to the next section to be able to layer it all in. So I've got just enough that I can give the person that mixes for me, and then they get to I give them $15, and then they turn around and they mix it down, and they're doing it for real, like a real remix of my like 4 measures, and then they add their flair into it. But you get to go back in and do a couple revisions. Right. So that's why I was asking, because like you're saying, if it's the buildup is too long and you're waiting for that bass hit, we can drop the intro, like we pull a whole chorus out and pull that into the middle and make that and repeat that, and then figure out a bridge and an outro.
Your next big step is getting a DAW, like hooking that up to your computer and like starting to build out those sections.
Well, this is brand new. This is supposed to replace a DAW.
How
it doesn't actually? I mean, this has only been out for like 2 months, bro. It's a Roland VersaLab MD1. I mean, you got all your 16 measures, you got all your 16 sample pads. You can run 8 different tracks on it, and then record, and you have outputs through XLRs or balance of leads and all that stuff.
You're looping all your stuff in then through your 16 samples then, so you're making like the sections, and so with that you can manually have to go between.
Yeah, I got my monitors, my little little what are they? They're freaking. What are they? I know they were good. Oh, it's Hartke. But I do. I don't have to have a subwoofer when you got a good set of monitors. Because I'm not trying to. I mean, I've got 8,000 watts in my truck sitting on 212s, and it takes it all day. So I mean, I can hit 145 decibels at 27 hertz.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to make that kind of music right now.
Right.
I'm big into lo-fi, honestly.
I did lo-fi songs for a little while. I got a lot of negative feedback about it. People were like, "You sound too sad all the time." I was going through like a really depressed point in time. Like,
well, I mean,
like, yeah, like I am sad.
Tell me that didn't work for XXXTentacion.
Oh, it did. Oh, it definitely did.
The thing,
rest in peace, bro.
The thing with that lo-fi vibe, like you either really rock with lo-fi or you're not about it at all. Like that's the thing. Like
I was 19 in '94. I'd go raving. We called it raving for real back then. Yeah. Not none of this baby raver stuff, and not these. What do they call it? EDM now. Yeah. I remember bumping "Rave Till Dawn," thinking that was the jam.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gotten to go to raves, man. Because it's like you said, they're not what they were, man.
But no, lo-fi kind of gives me that same feeling of being in that environment, but in a less stressful way.
Yeah, a little more chill.
I could see that. I mean, and I can listen to lo-fi. It's not my pick out, but I mean that gets, again, like I've been doing production work at this point for a while, and so like actually like I want to polish lo-fi is the problem. Like I start listening.
Yeah, you hear that hiss in the background, and it kind of drives you nutty. Like you want the sound quality, like somebody close the window when you're recording. You hear fire trucks in the background.
Shane says he's been living under a rock, but who is this cat Nampson?
Bro,
Shane,
don't even worry, man. I'm new here.
Shane, I know you were hanging out in the stream where we were checking out the international cipher. He was one of them dudes. Because that was the one. Because Shane's first question was, "What is a cipher?" JM says Nampson is your conscience. I mean,
you don't want me as a conscience, man. I'll tell you to do all sorts of fucked up shit.
Hey, Alpha, does it bother you if I drink a beer on your show? Or is YouTube going to give you a hell about it?
Nah, go for it, man. I've been drinking beer the whole stream, so.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't care about drinking.
Yeah, but it's your show. I got in trouble because I mean, Jason. I know he's still not listening. He's got us on mute, but you know, I know Jason. I've been subscribed to Jason for, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I mean, Jason's, you know, one of those cats that's been reviewing, you know, stuff. You know what I mean? You know, like I know what I'm talking about. And I know he fell out with Triple T, but I learned who he was from Triple T. And then I followed, you know, JB. And then I think it was some of the other people that are in the chats, you know, and then that's how I found you, I think about like 3 months ago or 4 months ago. Yeah. And then all that bullshit drama happened, and I'm not even trying to bring it up and suck in myself because I don't have an opinion about it. Wasn't there? They got nothing to say. But the point is, you know, that's how I found all of y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, no, I appreciate what you do, man. You know,
I love it, man. I'm just hanging out here to meet some people and have a good time, man. But yeah, no, you're welcome. Like, I think YouTube's policies are like outside the first 2 minutes of a video or something. I mean, that's what I've always played by, and it's never bit me in the ass. So,
I smoked cigarettes and a beer on there, and he told me I was promoting tobacco use.
And my bad for the silence, man. I was waiting for an upload to finish processing and shit.
No, you're good.
I've been over here smoking weed the whole time.
Hey, let me talk about that for just 1 second. Have y'all looked at the new YouTube policies for this month? There's a new set of policies that came out from YouTube. They actually will monetize smokers now. If it's a recreational drug, they can monetize it. They're bringing back monetization for gamers again.
Man, we're getting it.
You know, like,
Nelson's like, what the hell? Let me pull out the whole rig now, man. We're ready.
Got my rolling spray, got my grinder, you know.
I'm about to make some 420 videos.
Got my chicken attack. We're back here rolling it up for me.
Bro, I'm about to roll out the big boy bags in that case. Let's go, man.
Me and Nampson about to collab on some 420 vids.
Oh man.
No, you need to look up the new policy though. I mean,
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, that ain't even half a pound, bro.
Oh no, it was. It was. It was a full pound actually with the other one.
Dude, I would go through that. I go through about 5 ounces a month if I smoke.
That's it?
By myself?
That's it.
I've been smoking since I was 17, man. Well, I've been smoking bud since I was 6, but you know, 1981. Whoop, whoop. That was my first gibber.
What are you talking about down here? Jacksonville Joe saying blow me up, pause. What you want blown up?
He want that number. He like, hey, we gonna call you Circuit City. You got many plugs.
Let's see. Do you have a trippy song, Nampson? Do you have a trippy song? Like
so, no, but kind of, but no. But I am working on some. I do like that kind of like that. I don't even know how to describe the sound. But one song that I am working
psychedelic
on,
vibe.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. So like during my acid trips, I have kind of like
there I was
played around with a lot of like sounds and tried to like
make things accordingly to that. And there's one that I'm working on right now that's gonna be on the album, called "We Vibin'," where we trying to vibe. I haven't picked it yet, but that one's kind of like a little twangy, trippy kind of song. So yeah, I got a couple, and then I got a song called "Pineapple Express," and that's a banger if you're high or tripping for sure. Not that I advocate any of that.
They call it stuck in the vibe because some people that do it, they be tripping, bro. They be like, I don't want to be here. I'm stuck. Let me out. Bring me down.
That happened a couple times, man. Oh man, there's nothing worse than when it hits you, man. And you feel that hit, and you're like, oh man, I'm like this for the next 8 to 12 hours. Well, might as well buckle up.
That's what's up with the weather right there. Yep. Yeah. I cheat. I use a Delta 8 nowadays.
Bruh, have you checked out coolahawaii.com?
I got court in a week, bro.
You got a what?
I said I got court in a week. I can't have no THC.
No, I'm talking about for like your Delta 8s and shit.
Oh, you talking about? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, do you have the stream pulled up still?
I'm on the stream. I got your other video paused.
Okay. If you look down in the description, though, on the video, if you go down to where I've got like all my links out and stuff, check out one of them is to coolahawaii.com. Check out that website. It's CBD, CBG, and Delta 8 products. And if you use the promo code AlphaTyler, all one word, you get 25% off your shit.
All right. Hold on. I don't know if you can still see me. I'm looking at what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Is it below the merch or above the merch? All right. I'm looking for Hawaii something.
So in the description, go to the top of the description. You see where it says catch Nampson on his YouTube channel. It's got a link out to his channel. Yep. Then that next section is like business inquiries. Then the next one after that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm going to open that. Yeah.
Is that you guys heard of THCP yet? So it's a similar cannabinoid that's been found like Delta 8, except it's 33 times the potency of Delta 9. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It extracts in such small amounts that the isolate for it goes for around $200 a gram. But I will say, I got myself on some. I got a little bit of hold. Got a hold of a little bit of that, and it brings a whole new meaning to in the couch. Or indica.
Indica is in the couch. Dude, you smoke some sativa, you fucking think you're Einstein, but you be acting like Magoo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, THCP, man. I'm ready for that to go commercial. Once they figure out better ways to extract it.
Oh, dude, they're coming so far with it, and it's been needed to be this way for forever.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, boys?
What's good, dude?
What's up?
No, I'm surprised you ran a Ravens shirt. You support my second team rival, Pittsburg Steelers. My grandfather's a Steelers fan, and the biggest rival is Ravens.
This is what I was talking about earlier, Tyler. When I said, as long as you're not a Steelers fan, look, comes in and starts shit right off the bat.
I'm not a Steelers fan.
You got a purple logo, dog.
Why does it smell like cheese up
hold up.
here?
I said my grandfather's a Steelers fan. To be correct, I'm an Eagles fan. I said
right.
I
don't beef with the Eagles. No, you're good.
I'm just saying, I'm good. I'm an Eagles fan. If you're a Dallas fan, sorry.
Oh no, my fiance is a Dallas fan though.
Nampson.
We don't talk about it, man.
We don't talk about it. All right, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, no, I give her enough shit for it, man. I really do. Like I'll be dogging on her all the time. Like out of nowhere, she'll be like, "You didn't do that. You didn't take out the trash today." I'll be like, "Well, yeah. Well, when was the last time your team won a Super Bowl?"
1995.
And she'll be like, "We get there almost every year." I'm like, "You're top of your division because your division sucks."
No. What happened? Well, the last 5 times Dallas was there on the top. Guess what? A birdie got shitted on them and said, "Oh no, we got number 1 now."
It's like the Patriots always bragging about being the top of their division. It's like who the hell else is in there now? Like,
right?
Like, come on now. I mean, the Colts.
Football.
I'm not saying the AFC South is a strong division. I'm just saying like the Colts actually have to work for it when we make it somewhere. Like, come on. Oh.
The reason I started concentrating on music more is because the way that all the bull crap and stuff that's going on in sports. I don't even watch sports anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I've been getting back into music. I was looking for another hobby. I don't have so much time I wish.
But that's
It's-
about it.
It's one of those things, man. Like it's all about like it's just another thing that like people want to use to divide people, and like we got to get past all that shit. Like fucking let it go. Like if I look at somebody, I see them as an equal until they give me a reason not to. Like it doesn't. None of the other shit matters until you show that you're a shitty person. Like I'm gonna give you, Jason. You got to fix whatever the fuck is happening. Like.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back on with the tablet. So let me jump out here real quick.
I'm hearing like, I swear you're throwing that thing against the walls right now. Like, God bless. But nah, like that's my thing. Like, I mean, just be good to people. Like, why can't we just say, you know what? Like, if you don't look at other people and give them a baseline chance before you decide that they're shitty,
that
like,
makes you a shitty person.
Yeah, you're a shitty person. And the shitty people can get the fuck out. Like, but everybody else
people should be forced into the draft and sent to Iraq. Just
yeah. It's like y'all are shitty people. Like we're over here chilling.
The only way you get drafted in Iraq, you know, I was a combat medic. I served in Iraq. I was in there. I did 15 months.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy of mine that was a sergeant, and he got hurt real bad, and he got his back he got it broke while he was there. And they ended up he was overextended already for being down when he was deployed because his contract was up. So when he got hurt, they let him out and they went through the whole disability bull. Well, no, like I came after. I mean, that was like right at the beginning of my deployment. Mm-hmm. So and I did 15 months. So I'm talking a year later is when I'm coming back, and then about 4 months after that, I had to go to Mississippi. You know, they TDY'd me at my next station to go to Mississippi, where I had to do a train up because Georgia National Guard was going to be going down range, and they needed they train National Guard for 2 months before they let them go down range because most of these guys haven't done anything except on the weekend for forever. Yep. And I end up catching this cat, the sergeant, and the one with a broken back, and I was going up the little shopette getting something to drink or something. And I see him, and he's in uniform, and I'm like, "What in the?" And he got backdoor drafted because when you sign a 4-year contract, you're signing a contract for 4 years to do 8 years inactive. You know. So they backdoored him, and he was 80% disabled, and he couldn't pick up more than 20 pounds on his back, and they were sending him down range.
Like, that's not the people we should be drafting. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to be bringing in the dickheads that nobody cares if they're shot at,
Take these people. Like I said, I mean, we get that's the solution. Like, you want to look around the world and say, like, all these shitty people out here. Like, the fact is the minority of people are shitty. Like, most of us are just looking around like, you know what? Like, I got my thing, you got your thing, like, fuck off and do your thing. Like, most of us are doing that, but we focus so much on giving so much attention to all these people who are like, nah, well, this happened and I'm rallying here. And it's like, nah, man, like, most of us ain't about that shit. Like, most of us are not living that life. You know what I'm saying? But we're sitting here. But yeah, it is crazy when it comes to military contracts, because that fine print, when you sign your initial contract, you are signing an agreement to do 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah. That's why on my way out the door, when I got out of the Army, I was like, oh, I got some time left. What's the National Guard doing? Like, I'm gonna go hang out with them for a little while. I'm like, I'm not having somebody call me later and be like, yo, you're coming back in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, they can muster call you into another unit.
Yeah.
You know, so but if you're in your unit and then they don't get called up, you're like you said, you are probably better off just to be, stuck where you're at, because the likelihood of you getting the scratch off ticket that wins.
Yeah. Well, I was in the regular Army, but I was getting out.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm finishing out 8 years. Like, y'all ain't calling me 2 years later and saying like, oh, hey, last day on your shit, you're coming back. I'm like, nah, man, I'm a
Man, I've been living in California for the last 2 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, nah,
I've been keeping it up. It's been legal here forever.
That's what I said. I said you gonna be tallying up my 8 years. Like, you ain't calling my ass back into some shit. Like, when I get out, like, I'm done fucking running. Like, I'm ready to chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, I'm 46 years old. I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Let's see. Shane says, dang, I had to go back and watch the cipher. Nampson is the one that had that crazy verse under a pier, ended with running out of time. Hey, see, I told you, like the timeline, that's what everybody took from it. Is
Man, that's the hook.
Hey.
And like, see, I knew it would be too. I knew like that pause there, like the
I don't know what you're talking about. Play it, man.
All right, I'll play it. Give me just a second. Let me catch up on these chats real quick. Justin, that's why we should be banded together against the rich. Buy AMC. Nah, man, Doge to the moon, man. Like if you ain't on Dogecoin yet, there is still time.
Yeah, the dip that just happened, man. You got time to buy in before it really jumps.
Nampson's checking his shit right now. He's like, bro,
I'm seeing if I got more to invest right now.
I've got 2 cents.
Hey. If you ain't in on Doge right now, you need to be in on Doge. I
got a buddy that did it back in July, and he got in at like 0.004 of a penny, and like just 40% of a penny, and he told me about it, and I got it for 2 cents.
I think I was buying when it was like at what was it at in January? I could look, I guess, but like
I got mine around January at an 1/8%.
Yeah,
and I feel so bad because I sold 41K Doge because I needed the cash at the moment, and like now that's 11 grand, 15 grand, like, and I sold it for like $500.
Hey, why do you think my house is paid for?
Hey, I'm saying, man, like,
I wish I would have kept it, but I needed the cash at the time, and it sucks.
People,
it was my home, and I said I'm not going to sell my home. But
time to waste money on a semi-automatic AR shotgun.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's not an AR assault rifle, even though it looks like an AK mixed with, but it shoots shotgun. Who's got time to waste?
I'm saying like everybody back in January, they're like, nah, man, I'm not dipping in on meme currency. Like, nah, this is just a meme. It's like, nah, fuck you. Like, take it to the moon, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm buying as much as I can, though. I'm trying to get back into it.
There was a bar in Texas that you could for $100.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Back in 2010, for $100, you get 5 Bitcoin. What's that, like $250,000 now for 5 Bitcoin?
Man, I wish I had been in on Bitcoin when it first started blowing up, but like legit, I didn't understand.
11 years behind it, bro.
Yeah, I didn't understand enough about crypto at the time. Like I'm just like,
blockchain was a really, really hard theory for a lot of people to get around their head. But
yeah. Well, now I look at it and I'm like, well, this shit just makes sense. Like, because it's, I mean, think about like really at its base, if you don't understand crypto, think about a website. Because we were having the conversation about like web domains the other day, right? Like that's something people need to think about. Like that's the most basic way of thinking about crypto. Just think about a web domain, how that web domain, like you own that shit. You own an address. You own
Amazon.
Yeah. You own this space on the internet. And as much more value gets attached to that name, the more value comes into it. Like think about, because the internet, like we have this mentality, I feel like that it's just infinite. It's not. Like there's a finite, it's just as finite as our space on Earth. And if property value, there's a limited amount of property. Nobody disputes that. If it has value based on how much space is left, how much space is out there and everything, so does
or the capability of what it can do.
Yo, real quick, if I'm not mistaken,
if there's a brainchild trust behind the people that are actually running the crypto, you need to look at the teams that are behind.
Yeah,
I mean, you just can't go, oh, this one because it looks like it's doing good. You actually have to look at the teams behind the blockchain and how they're administering it. Yeah. And I mean, imagine, all right, we'll call Jeff Bezos and Amazon a Dogecoin, right? They're their own Bitcoin. So if I invest $1,000 and buy $1,000 worth of 1997, Amazon, that's $0.5 million now.
That's
from $1,000 investment.
That's a thing now, investing in people. Like that's actually a thing now.
Yeah. It's always been a thing, bro.
I mean, it's officially like you can buy stock in people's career, like basketball players' careers now.
Well, well, the thing is, like, you know, the way I like about, you know, blockchaining is that you're bypassing, you know, the central banking system and the Federal Reserve. You know, and and I don't mean to put that on your channel because I know I just hit an algorithm right there. You know, they don't like hearing that crap because they shut a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube when I'm sitting in bed when I'm, you know, my back's hurting or something. I go through the people that talk about like who to get and what and not, and I'm not even going to go into their names because I'm not trying to put them on blast. Yeah. But you know, I've seen where they've raided their podcast station and took like a whole bunch of all their equipment and like, you know, what they didn't take, they unplugged everything, you know. So, but yeah, no, you can invest in some really good, you know, crypto, you know, and it's not over. The thing is because it's digital and you can do it over the internet. The problem is you've got Joe Biden in presidency right now and what he's talking about doing with the Federal Reserve because he's the puppet. I swear he's a puppet. And, you know, and Camila is just worthless. She hasn't even done an interview in 21 days, you know. And if you keep up with, you know, politics and all that stuff and what's going on, and these are the people that are writing laws that get the police to be able to tell you what to do. And if you don't believe in them, but the police get to go fuck you up, and you don't believe in that shit, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah. She hasn't spoken, I think, since she took over the border crosses or whatever. But what were you going to say, Nampson?
Sorry, bro.
You're muted.
I forgot. You're good. You're good, though. I did an outro song for a gun channel and it just premiered their thing. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to hear that outro song, but it's pretty lit.
You got rights to it. Jam it.
I do.
Let's go.
Hold on, I'll fucking give me 1 second.
I ain't trying to copyright nobody's stuff. I try to be creative and make my own.
Hey, you know we don't plan this shit, Holly. Come on now.
All right, I sent it to you on Twitter. You can skip to the end because it's a 10-minute video, but yeah.
What's the timestamp that I'm going
like
to?
10:15-ish.
10:15.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
I'm excited about this one.
This whole video's looking lit, man.
Hey, if it makes you money, man, that just proves you've got talent.
Really good cinema in their cinematography and their stuff. But yeah, no, exactly. That's all I'm going for, man.
Oh yeah. Let me get one more beer for this.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
And he's out.
Ooh, this is funky.
Spotlight boys with the episode, let them know. All the hosts inside the studio. Yeah, we got the guns, but this ain't no Call of Duty though. Hold your breath behind the lens, cause the fish is shooting video. Calling me the Don, I ain't talking about the Julio. Tactical news, and you hear it from Zeus. Need an AR, Bill, who's next? Call the architect. Lessons on deck with the powers that be. All this killer content, got you saying now, baby. Trigger finger with some might. Smash, subscribe, smash a like. Reviews every week, coming in hard, coming in fast, running and gunning. So remember, if you like what you see, make sure to come by Slide by TV.
That's some funky horns, man.
That was funky as hell, man. Damn.
I love them funky horns, bro. Dude, I've seen, you know, so many great jazz players, man. That just makes me want to go see a jazz show and drink nothing but whiskey for the night.
Dude, I love jazz music and hearing it like integrated into beats, like like one song I have called Scarface uses like a trumpet sample.
Hey, I got something I did off of a Marvin Gaye beat. It's only like 2 minutes and 20 seconds long though. You mind if I play that one?
Go for it.
After we talk about this one, because that was I'm not trying to cut you off, dude. I'm not trying to overstep. That was funky as fuck. You know, I like that. You know who Dave Koz is?
No, I don't think so.
You know, Wayman Tisdale, bass player, jazz bassist. He died. He used to play the centers for. He was a center forward for. I don't know. I think it was the Pistons. But after he got out of the NBA, he became a bass player, dude. His fingers were like he could go from the top of the daggum bass all the way to the bottom. You know, because the dude's like hand wrapped all the way around a football. So when he grabbed a hold of a bass, he could hit the top note and the bottom note without even moving his thinking hand. you know, and he went to school with who's that country cat that I'm not crying for you, I'm crying for me. Toby Keith. That song, I'm not crying for you, I'm crying for me. That was him, and they were at the University of Arkansas together, and they were both in the music program. And when Wayman Tisdale died, I saw him in concert twice, but he died, you know, a long time ago now. But when that song came out, that song was about, because Wayman Tisdale and Toby Keith were like best freaking friends, you know. So I mean, I'm all about, you know, listening to a lot of good jazz, knowing a lot. I mean, I've seen Kenny Loggins in concert. I mean, I've seen Cyndi Lauper in concert. You know, I've seen Avenged Sevenfold in concert, CKY in concert. You know, I can go from heavy metal to classical. You know, I'll go see opera. I mean, Carmen's my favorite opera.
Dude, I love classic music, like straight up, like.
Yeah, I'm all about that, dude. I think that the only difference between you and me is I've got more time on this planet, you know, and I've been exposed to a little bit more music because I've been playing music for so long. So everything has always been about music for me, and it sounds like it is that way for you. But you know, give yourself 20 years, you'll be where I'm at. But you're starting where I never went into the music industry like you're trying to do at your age. You know, I was trying to go to RN school, you know, go to get my, you know, degrees. You know, I got a couple degrees, and you know, I went to the Army and all that. You know, did the medic stuff. But you're on a different path. You're in that. Going back to that story of was it the ghost?
Mm.
You know, and you know, those are the choices, good choices or bad choices. But you know, it sounds to me like you got your head on your shoulders. You're delving over here doing outros for these people. You know, trying to put your fingers in this pot over here and do that. You got a funky vibe and a hell of a fucking head for music.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I dig what you got going on. And with that being said, would you mind hearing that Marvin Gaye one?
Yeah, let's get it, dude.
Nampson's like, I'm down. Like
I'm always down to hear new music, man.
As long as you're open to let him use it.
I like that. You made that? You said you've been making beats for a week?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, you're way ahead of what a lot of these other people are doing, because that was pretty fucking good.
And don't let me. All right, I've been collaborating, making beats, because I can't. You know, I'm not gonna say that it's all me.
Right, but still, those stems are all.
And I know that I spelled it wrong. If you go on Fiverr and you look up like a lo-fi melody maker, a beat maker, his name is Keith. It's Kheif. underscore lo-fi, and you can get them do stuff for $10, $20, $30. And like I said, I just we collaborate to come up with an idea, you know. And dude, I just started Fiverr a week ago. It's the first time I've ever tried to do all this stuff and get, you know, my own rights to stuff and make my own music. But, you know, I've got, in the next 6 months, I plan to have over 200 songs.
I definitely see the potential there, man. I mean, just off of the ones that you showed me, like that one sounded really full. Like I could see if NF did more melodic type stuff, like I could see him crushing something on that beat. Because like that beat had like a very like eerie undertone to it, that like a storytelling kind of beat.
Actually, you know who Jekyll is?
Jekyll?
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
Jekyll's a rapper that I know, and he's actually somebody that I'm going to let use that song, because he said he would do a feature for free on it, but all the money that would, you know, come off of my side to it, I want to donate to my local humane shelters, you know, and help out the dog rescues around here. You know,
awesome.
I don't want the money. I'm retired. I got my own money, but if I could make money off of it and then give it to, like, you know, dog rescues and stuff like that, you know, that's my jam. You know, I'm retired. I need a hobby. This is my new hobby. I'm tired of watching sports.
That's what's up, dude. It's funny you say that, because that's like one of my goals off of, you know, making music and everything. I want to make enough money to open up kind of like a ranch sort of thing that can like take in dogs from like kill shelters and shit.
Yeah.
Because like, you know what I mean? Like that's my ultimate goal. I would
It's
love
not
to
the
have
dog's fault that somebody treated it wrong.
Exactly.
If you treat a dog love, a dog will treat you love back.
I have a pit bull lab mix, and she is one of the best dogs I've ever owned. And she was a rescue. She was neglected for the first year of her life. And yeah, exactly, man. And
that's Georgia. Here, I got to move the chair to see Coda. That's Georgia. That's my. They're sisters. I got them. There was 3 in the litter, but 1 died. But you know, they're both pit bulls.
These are my kids right here. I got a Siberian Husky and a pit bull lab. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been using a dirty. I got my house is under construction, and every time I go on Triple T, you know, I end up having like a fresh drywall, you know, no paint on it wall in the background. It makes me look like trashy as all get out. So I made this little banner, and it's a picture that I have of my dogs, and put it in a big old poster, and you know.
I thought it was green screen keyed in there for a second.
No, it's just no, I mean it.
That's dope. That's sick.
You know, hey, like I said, I got money and time. I'm just playing around at this point.
Yeah.
You know, I don't got long on this earth left, so I got a you know, medical condition, so I'm just rocking it until the wheels fall off.
Speaking of Jekyll, you want to hear some Jekyll, Nampson?
Hell yeah. Give me like 2 seconds. I got to take a leak like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we've been sitting here for 3.5 hours. That's understandable. What is up, everybody? If you haven't dropped a like already, make sure that you hit that like button, and also use this minute while Nampson's walking away. I almost called him Jekyll. While Nampson is walking away, if you haven't checked out his stuff, make sure that you head over and check out his channel. Check out his music. Like, share, and subscribe over there. I'm gonna throw this on too, because everybody was asking about the international cipher. But just show y'all how I discovered Nampson, and we'll play some Nampson for you too. Hey Doc, I think you said you hadn't heard Nampson before, right? Too?
Not before tonight.
Yeah. So check this out. This is how I discovered him. He was on the international cipher with High Res. Check this out. This is his verse from the international cipher.
All right.
Gotta love that artwork too.
What was that?
I was just saying, I love that artwork that you were just flashing before you brought the video up.
Me?
He's talking about the doll with the finger up.
Oh,
the baby Nampson with the finger.
Yeah, that's the artwork from Nampson's upcoming album. If you guys haven't seen that, definitely make sure that you guys check it. But hey, check out this verse from the High Res Cipher.
It's Nampson with the cipher flow. Call me Pied Piper though. Follow me to your death. Yeah, you know I got the knife to throw. Psyched on psilocybin at the macro, not the microdose. Set my bars over the reds. He said, hey man, I'm liking those. Hopping the track and I'm lapping. I practice the rapping so much that I rap it. I'm spitting the foam with the flow. I put one in the dough and I don't bet it's silver. I'm buying the dose. I'm new to the scene. I'm a machine. Lyrical God and I do it with ease. Exceeding expectations, elevating. If you're better than a bar, then I double it all. I call that shit bar racing. Call me Roadhouse when I hold them, cause the stakes are never higher. Think my bars are smoking now? I ain't even start the fire. This is kindling, dwindling, taking a friendly and scribbling all of my riddling thoughts that are riddled inside of my mind. Try to be clever with rhymes, try not to run out of time. Wait, I just did.
I love that. Hey, wait, I just did.
Yeah, so going back, that was what I was talking about. I was talking to him about it earlier in the interview.
What do you call it when you dub? What do you call it when you rap and you double up? Let's give it to get out.
A double time flow, man.
Yeah, I mean, but it does. But isn't there a musical name for it? Like when
that's it.
It's just double time.
There's a chopper flow. There's a double time flow, triple time flow. It depends on what your time is.
But dude, he killed it, man.
Yeah, we just played your first.
You killed that song, bro.
That's what I was talking about earlier in the interview. I'm like, I was watching the international cipher. I'm like, all these dudes that I actually knew coming in, and then I see this douchebag under a pier. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, that's a beautiful guy. By the way, again, Nampson, like for real, man.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right, so let's check out.
Them dogs talk too much. That's a talky dog.
That's a beautiful dog, man.
You want to say hi, buddy? What's up, buddy?
Oh, that's a beautiful husky, man.
Yo, you know he could eat you too, though, right?
Oh yeah, no, he knows it too. But
screen go off.
It's my son right here, so he's a good boy.
Can y'all still see me?
Yeah.
So check this one out. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you three new guys. I'm gonna show you Jekyll, Jewel, and TK Green. So,
bet let's get it.
This right here. This was a new track that came out on March 20th. Let's go. I'm gonna mute my mic. All that's Jekyll's intro too. If you're wondering, like this whole thing right here is not part of the song.
Gotcha.
Coming on the mic, watch it ignite while I'm spitting truth in the booth. Everything I write is to get it through, clear to you. Something you don't like between you and only you, cause I really am like, fuck you. I only said it cause it's true. You're only angry cause you knew I was gonna keep it real, even if it put you in your feelings till you blue. Dripping red, wipe the residue. Coming to me for my opinion, that be all that's gonna be left of you. Throwing shots at your coward ass. Time's up, checking the sands in the hourglass. Game over, pass the controller and do it fast. You gon' roll over, little rubber bitches, like you don't last. And that's fact, check the stats, I put in work. Couple rappers from the past careers are in the dirt. Every beat I ever been on got murked. All the people who care about my opinion, they were all earned. When will y'all learn? I'd rather tell it cause I grown up in a king since birth. These people put me on the truck cause they can see my worth. So if I said a couple things that got your feelings hurt, it's cause you know it's true beyond a reasonable doubt. Half baked with this blood in my mouth. I'm like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, when I'm out. I fuck with Jekyll, he's a homie, fuck the rest of you clowns. Said what I said. Said what I said. Don't take bets. Said what I said.
All right, so that one was
TK Green.
Yes.
So real
Green.
Here comes Jekyll, and Jewel finishes it up.
TK sounded like the way his flow was. It reminded me a lot of, I forget who does it. The Humpty dance, like the way like that.
Digital
like,
Underground.
My name's Humpty. Like the way he kind of like throws those bars out there. Like
Yeah.
I was fucking with that.
I know
like
who you're
that,
talking
like-
about. For some reason, I'm blanking on the name.
You should know it
I know who you're
because
talking
Tupac did the hook. That
Shock G.
do me, baby.
Shock
It was
G.
Digital Underground.
Right, but the guy who's playing Humpty Hump, that's Shock G.
My name is Shock G, and I'm here to get busy. I like
All
to
right,
make
let's go.
Nay. Dude, I was like
Said what I said.
13.
And there'll be no take backs.
Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said. No take backs. Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said. If you're expecting my apologies, I really highly doubt it. Speak my mind has been my policy. My failed to run without it. I really think it's my best qualities. The fakest won't allow it. Pull no punches with equality. The shit I'll disavow it. If it's trash, call it trash. About to get your little feelings hurt. Paul Walker crash, man. You pen your little shitty verse. Reacting on the past, then they ask for your burst. Switching fast like a flash. Fucking doesn't leave a dirt. So you pay for requests. Never be to be a yes man. Should have done your homework. That'll never be the best plan. Acting all depressed, man. Tears are causing quicksand. You say that I offended you. Well, shit, I'm giving less than. Saying what I'm saying, and they know that I'm not playing. Never Apple, never PC with the thinking we'll display it. Praying is decayed like a what?
Wait, what? Did somebody say? Man, Dylan, you got chill. We're listening to a song right now. I thought somebody was saying something serious.
All right. Is gay
Ty, you know what you're getting yourself into every time you bring this man on. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Yeah, this is the homie Jekyll, though.
And then they know that I'm not playing. Never Apple, never PC with the thinking we'll display it. Praying is decayed, black and white, don't let the gray. Better push in all your chips if you want to fucking stay. Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said. No take backs. Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said.
No take
No take backs. Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said. No take backs. Said what I said.
Said what I said.
Said what I said.
No take back. Lately I can hear them boo-hooing about people not viewing the music like they used to, but maybe they're picking and choosing, never choosing the losers like you. And you knew it, you had your chance, but you blew it. You had your push, but you screwed it. You're jumping up on the stage now, and everybody
Jewel
is
killed
doing.
it.
Had to turn up
Yeah,
back the
I'm
mic and
fucking
let me
with
show
this
you
one
how
the
to do
most.
it. I'ma put you in the zone, bring it home like a king. JMP, rapping for the team. Too many people with too many different opinions, too many whiny bitches making too many decisions. When this country gonna grow some balls and kill this division? Until then, I'm on my own business, worrying about the way I'm living. I don't give a fuck how you are, left or right, black or white, wrong or right. I'ma be a rock star in my own mind, real shit on the track. Said what I said, motherfucking no take back.
Oh yeah.
I mean Subway, so like I had to turn the mic. I have to turn the mic off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Helps out with the focus on the important shit though too. So you hold up.
Yeah. But nah, Jewel definitely brought
Yeah.
the most heat in that. I mean, Jewel kills it. Close.
Nampson, for real, dude. All right, so Jekyll is on. He was really messed up the other night and released his verse. If you go back to 2 nights ago on Triple T, I was on the broadcast with Cloud9, and I was interviewing them for like an hour or two. And when I was on there, Jekyll came on after Cloud9 left, and he was, he was supposed to go to bed and he was on sleeping meds and he was like doing dumb stuff. He released his bars for a cipher that's coming out on the 27th. There was a 9-spot, position for this cipher, and one of the people just pulled out. If you go and look up the production company that's doing this, you might actually be able to get in. You'd have to have a video, and you're done. You only get held to 1 minute on the cipher, and you have to have a video. But if you can do that in one, I think by the 26th, you can join that cipher, because I know there's an open spot right now.
What's the name of the company?
I'm not sure. It's whoever manages Jekyll and Jewel, because I think Jacksonville Joe's going to be on it. TK, Jewel, Jekyll. And I know that there's like somebody pulled out as of last night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of awesome people in there, man. Gatsby's on that.
Yeah, but there's an empty spot as of last night, and I don't know if it's been filled. Well, not as of last night. I got off of Tim's cast at like 4:00 this morning. So as of still like 4:00 this morning, Jekyll came on there with us, and he was talking about it. He's like, hey, if you know anybody that's got some bars and could put a video together for 1 minute and run on this beat from this one cipher, and you'll be in with, all those same people. So, if you've got the ability to get something like that done, and, I know you say you get writer's block when it's under pressure, but, that if you want to put your name out there, there's a good avenue for you, bro.
Yeah, man, definitely. I need to. Can somebody link me the
I got
Jekyll's thing?
Sending it to you right now.
Word. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Be dope to see you on the JMP cipher. I'd love to see Nampson up in that game.
I'm getting on hella ciphers, man. I was on the Red cipher. I'm on the Lord Crenny cipher. On the Blind Sight cipher.
Are you doing loopies?
Oh wait, tell me anything about this.
You didn't submit over to AlphaBot's contest though, did you?
Nah, I didn't. Yeah, I know. I saw it going on, and it was like right as I was hitting my writer's block, like that I was having. I was just like, I don't want to half-ass it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have for sure.
I feel you.
Hey, Jason, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just chilling right now.
He's like, I done took a couple rips. I've been focusing on the TV screen, looking up stuff. I'm on YouPorn. I'm on YouPorn.
Lifted legend.
He's doing all that. I don't need to do all that.
Dude, I gotta have a girl. I gotta have 3 women in my house, and I'll still jerk off. I'm just being real with you.
I know, man. It's all love, dude. It's all love.
No one knows you better than your own hand.
Hey, nobody's gonna love me better than I can.
That's true. Yeah, since you that link, Nampson.
Yeah, man. I'd love to see you on this cipher, man. I mean, I'd like you to immediately try to get a hold of somebody and be like, find out, because I understand it's on the 27th is when it's got to be the release date, and they'll release it with that one part missing. But if they got an open spot and you get something done, before whatever deadline they got, I know he said it was like the 25th or the 26th. I'm not sure which one.
All right, word. Here, hold on. Let me listen to this promo thing.
Check it out, the cipher promo.
Yeah, I'll send him a message on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hit him up.
I tried to pick up my damn laptop and show you my dogs, and the damn screen cracked and it went out. And y'all said y'all could see me, but I couldn't see you.
No, I was looking at your dogs the whole time, bro. While that song was playing, I saw you showing your dogs, and I was
I'm on my phone now. My laptop doesn't work no more, and it's only a month old. Little piece. Don't buy this Asus 17J or whatever. It's a crap ass. Dude, I mean, I just literally picked it up with my hand and one thumb, and the pressure of it being bent a little bit cracked the screen. I didn't do nothing funny. I didn't drop it. Don't buy that. Don't buy no.
Asus is a shit brand. I can tell you that straight up.
Well, Asus makes a great motherboard. The problem is
it makes some great parts. Yeah.
Dude, I got my A plus back in 1996. PC maintenance and repair. So I mean, I was building desktops that are slower than the phone I'm talking on.
Yeah.
No, I'm more of a Hewlett Packard guy myself. So I'm good.
Well, they don't actually make anything up. They just assemble it.
Me too.
Yeah, I assembled my own computer.
Hells yeah. I mean, if you don't know how to put a vid card in on, I was doing IED strips and SDI, and then they went to the small SDI version. Now everything's AGP, and I stopped doing. I worked myself into a job where I was working a cubicle job, and I freaking hated it. And then I think that's one of the reasons I joined the Army when I was 30 years old.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt at that fucking marketing sales job that I was doing.
Dude, it'd make me want to go outside and cut a yard instead of working that job.
Literally, yeah. Like I'd rather do anything other than go back to that fucking horrible.
We all have that one, man. That's that growing pains. There's a song title for you, Growing Pains.
Yeah, I think that was been used.
Couple of
Well, it does, but it doesn't mean you can't spit it from your perspective.
No,
you put that spin on it
for sure.
I mean, shoot, it was an '80s TV show that I used to watch when I was like 12 back in '87, and it had like a family of white people in like a colonial house and little kids. There were like 4 kids and Growing Pains.
I remember
yeah.
Growing Pains.
Yeah, man. I remember sitting around watching Hee Haw because that's all we could get.
Kirk Cameron? Isn't Growing Pains the one with Kirk Cameron?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Ali says he's got a song title for Nampson. The Crotch Goblin Come Up. Nobody done that. Nobody done that shit.
The Crotch Goblin done come up.
Bet, say less, fam. I'll do it tonight.
Hey, and the follow-up track should be Now I Take Valtrex.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. That's the medic in me that knows pharmacology because I was in the Army and I know plenty of dudes with, crotch goblins. I've freezed a lot of warts off a lot of things I don't want to ever talk about.
Oh, God, dude. That sounds fucking putrid.
Well, I mean, that's the medic in me, bro. I mean,
what are you drinking, Nampson?
Birch beer, man. Shit's delicious.
Birch beer? What the hell is birch beer?
Bro, you've never had birch beer?
Never heard of it myself.
What? You gotta be kidding, man. Jason, do you know what birch beer is?
Nah, I never tried it.
I can't be the only one here that knows what birch. It's basically root beer, but it comes from like the birch tree instead.
Is it from the roots of a birch tree?
Yeah, like it's that flavoring or that like scent is like it's good, man. It tastes like root beer, but like sweeter almost. Like it's good. Recommend it if you ever see it.
I thought you were moving into the alcoholic beverages. I was like,
stand up.
I've never seen you go in a non like water direction. So like,
yeah, no,
I was like,
mostly drink water, but sometimes soda.
I was gonna call you out and say you're not even old enough to drink alcohol, but I know that's not true. You just look that way,
You got that baby face.
Let's talk about life decisions. We haven't gotten into this in this interview, but why do you choose not to grow a beard?
So
80%
of the I can. I genuinely can. I promise. 80% of the choice is because of the missus. She does not like the beard. She's not one for the scruffiness, the bristliness of it. So that's
well.
The main
Next time you get frisky, tell her that tickles.
Though, you get on the other side of that and it becomes like this luscious mane. It stops being bristly and prickly, right?
No, see, I know that. That's not. You don't have to explain that to me. It's her.
Go.
Hey, I've been complimented on the tickle that this causes what I'm doing.
I'm saying you get more compliments than complaints eventually.
At some point. I mean, if my old lady didn't like shave for 2 days, I don't want to lay in bed because she feels like a goddamn Brillo pad.
That's true,
yeah. That's some of that shit they don't teach you on Zelda.
Hey, I'm telling you, I was the one saying Legend of Zelda, the original one, for Nintendo. But that was actually the third one. There were actually 2 releases in Japan that never came here. Because the Nintendo was released in Japan like 3 years before we ever got it here in the States.
Yeah, that was the Famicom system.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the original.
It was Famicom, and then the U.S. counterpart was the NES. And then, there was a Legend of Zelda. Then there was a sequel to Legend of Zelda on the U.S. side, but they completely changed it. There was one point where you still had that what is it, the over the top open world feel, but then when you go to certain places, it switches up to like 2D,
Hey,
like almost like a Super Mario game. It was
what,
weird.
what is this?
Hey man, that is key. Okay,
That was the struggle.
That is a key
that was the struggle of the
strategy.
early video gamers.
Listen, man. I've had people tell me like you shouldn't have done that because you'll break your stuff. It's like, nah, man, that's how you made it work.
Yeah, man.
I was
get all the dust off the contacts.
There's the science behind both things. So I did some research on this. Blowing in the cartridge does actually mess it up because of the moisture that comes from your mouth. It over time does
if you want to play the game, it doesn't mess it up because the game was not playing. You did it because the game would not load.
I agree. I was a cartridge blower for sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it, man.
Hey, do not make a song called that.
Listen, I'm not a Neanderthal, okay? I'd make sure like all the moisture driplets were off and everything, and then like
he blew COVID into my Nintendo.
Yeah,
he owes me money now.
You're sucking in and everything, like trying to get all that extra little bit so that you can like that clean through.
Oh yeah,
hey, let's go.
Heat it up a little bit, get those little copper things to expand a little bit, just so you get a better contact.
Only thing I ever blew in my life. I'm just saying.
I've held my breath a lot until I turned blue. A lot of people made a lot of promises.
I feel like every time there's like a weird conversation, I just magically appear, and I'm just going with the flow today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna change your name from Prospect to We Scheme Light.
Well, talking about blowing things just brings you naturally into the conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, why did I have to claim a Prospect? I like Prospect better than We Scheme Light.
That's like saying boobs to Dan the man, RATC.
Because I don't.
He falls asleep and you tell him boobs. The next thing you know, he's like, "Huh? What's going on in the conversation?"
Yep. Hey.
Like I'm just saying, I don't like that's too much clout there. Put me We Scheme Light. Even though like we're talking shit on
You're
Twitter
the one
right
who said that you randomly pop in on weird conversations, and that's usually what Scheme does. So I guess that makes you We Scheme Light.
Hey,
no, me and him supposed to be fighting apparently.
But does that mean he spits bars? Because Scheme kills it, bro.
Scheme doesn't miss one of my weird conversations. Like I'm surprised he hasn't been here a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, no, bro. I've seen like some of his videos where he's like wearing the outfit in different colors, where he looks like he's wearing a marshmallow helmet in different colors, and it was a parody, dude. But yeah, Scheme killed it, man. He kills it all over the place.
I'm working on some things. Like I have a lot of things I've been holding back that's been on my chest right now, and I just want to get it out. But the more this one person keeps making me feel I'm just going to say what I have to say, and I don't care if it's public, because at this point it's like I can take only so much of people saying that everything that I say or ask generalized questions that it's too personal for them. I'm just getting a little bit of I just need to say something on a track. Either I'm going to make it public or keep it private, but I just need to vent it.
That sounds like some love hotline stuff. Let's look at baby Nampson right here and plan ahead for summer of 2021. So if you guys don't know, this is the finished art for Nampson's new album.
On that note, though, I do have to leave you guys. I gotta roll on out of here and get some stuff done before the missus comes home from work. Tyler, thank you so much for having me on the podcast stream thing, man.
Now we'll shut this down actually because we are kind of running over. We're coming up on 4 hours. Like we got to kill these things before we hit 4 hours, man. We've been going too long. Jay, you showed up too late, but I appreciate you, man. Have a good night. Hope y'all are staying safe, taking care. If you guys haven't checked out my man Nampson, link is in the description below at the very top. Make sure you head over to his channel, like, share, subscribe over there. Check out some of his music. But I appreciate everybody stopping by, everybody stopping in to chat. I'm going to throw up this video real quick, and we're going to kill it. Look at this, man. Everybody literally just, like, flooding in right here at the end and everything, man. This is the way it all goes. Y'all missed out. You're going to have to back up and watch it now. Like,
yep.
Y'all have a good night. Like, share, and subscribe. You got anything you want to plug, Nampson?
Stream pop punk is dead.
What?
Stream pop punk is dead.
No. I'm kidding. I don't know. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Eat your green leafy vegetables, and do drugs if you know where you're getting them from, and if the source is okay.
That's actually good advice.
Bet your shit.
Hey, little scheme, Jason, JV, Nampson, Alpha. Thank y'all for having me. I've enjoyed this evening, this conversation, and y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed, and I look forward to seeing what you're doing in the future, and we'll talk to each other again.
Hell yeah, man.
Make sure that you guys sub up over there though. Nampson dropping some dope music. Yeah. Making that transition, all that stuff. If you guys missed this story, we talked about a little bit earlier on. So, back up and catch some of them things. But yeah, man, my man's bringing
dumpster fire coming soon too. So peep for that.
What the what?
Wait, the dumpster fire will be coming soon. So
dumpster fire is coming.
Hey, he's like, hey, stop messing me with on that, man. Hey, I'll bring some more beats next time, man.
Sounds good, my dude.
Appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm DJ AlphaTyler. This is Around the Music, episode 14. Huzzah!